Anyone tuned in on YouTube right now, we will be starting momentarily, having some issues on the radio side, so should be ready to go in a sec. Just 51 games into the Pioneer League season, the Ballers can be the first to 40 wins tonight as they go for their 7th consecutive victory. Good evening and welcome to Glacier Bank Park in Kalispell, Montana, as the Oakland Ballers visit the Glacier Range Riders for the third of a 6-game series. I'm Nevada Cullen, and you're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. Reed Butts matched a franchise and personal record in last night's 5-2 win against the Range Riders. The lefty for Oakland had 9 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. Those 9 strikeouts tied his career high. And he picked up a 7th win of the season to improve to 7-1. That is tied for the Ballers' franchise record for wins in a season for a pitcher. Meanwhile, it was Nick Leahy who got it done late with that 2-run single in the 7th inning that flipped the script and put Oakland ahead for the first time in the game after they were shut out through 6. The result, the Ballers' 6th straight win as they started the second half 2-0. Let's go over the starting lineups. First, manager Aaron Miles lines up his Oakland Ballers like this. 39-11 the Ballers this season. Trey Cobb, the shortstop, leads off. Isai Santos is the right fielder, hitting second. Davis Druick, center fielder, hits third. Danny Harris, second baseman, cleans up. Christian Almanza is the first baseman, batting fifth. Cam Buford, the DH, hits sixth. Lou Helmick, the left fielder, bats seventh. Dylan Tatum, catcher, hits eighth. Jake Allgaier is the third baseman, batting ninth. And Dylan Matsuoka gets the start for Oakland. As for the Range Riders, they'll go with Grant Taylor, and their lineup looks like this. Kyle Ashworth, the left fielder, leads off for Todd Pratt's squad. Logan Beard, the second baseman, bats second. TJ Clarkson, the right fielder, bats third. Xavier Casarella, DH, hits fourth. Kenny Lavari is the third baseman, batting fifth. Kingston Liniak, the center fielder, hits sixth. Jack Lynch, first baseman, bats seventh. As for the 8 and 9 hitters, they're both professional debutants. Donovan Ratfield is the catcher tonight for the Range Riders. He is making his pro debut. He last played in 2025 at the University of Nevada, Reno. As for the 9-hitter, that is none other than Cade Wood, the 24-year-old from Atlanta, Georgia, who played his last year of college ball at Mississippi Valley State. So those are the starting 9s for both sides as we get ready for the next game of this series, Game 3 of a 6-game set. First pitch on the other side of the break. You're listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM, The Answer. From Kalispell at Glacier Bank Park before game 3 of a 6-game set between the Ballers and the Range Riders. Ballers hoping to win a 3rd straight game in this series and a 7th consecutive win overall. Let's meet the pitcher now for the Glacier Range Riders ahead of first pitch here from Kalispell. His name is Grant Taylor. Friday against Billings in an 11-10 loss. He went just 4 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 2 strikeouts, and a homer allowed. The righty, 6'5", 24 years old, from Murrieta, California, has a 5.12 ERA, very respectable, but a 2-5 record. He has not gotten much run support from this Glacier offense that has deeply struggled this season. His 10th start, 51 innings, 60 hits, 16 walks to 50 strikeouts. He's been a very good pitcher, honestly, but Oakland has not had trouble against him. Taylor's trying to beat them for the first time. Taylor has faced Oakland twice and has a 9.9 ERA against the Ballers. Last pitched June 18th against Oakland and gave up 6 earned over 4 innings, which is ironic because he just is coming off a start against Billings where he gave up 6 runs in 4 innings. Defense behind him in the outfield from left to right. It's Kyle Ashworth, Kingston Liniak, and TJ Clarkson. Infield from 3rd to 1st, Kenny Lavari. They have again, new professional, Cade Wood, making his pro debut at shortstop. Logan Beard at 2nd, Jack Lynch at 1st, and another debutant behind the dish. That is Donovan Ratfield with Grant Taylor doing the pitching. Uniform matchup tonight for Glacier. It's still the home whites with Range Riders and green with maybe tan trim across the outline of the cursive script. Green numbers on the back. All white uniforms, red numbers on the front, and rifle green caps with the mountain goat who goes by Cliff on the front of those hats. Oakland going with the road greens with Oakland in white across the back and gold numbers, gray pants, high green socks for Trey Cobb, who's standing in from the right side. Jermaine Cobb Jr. will start this game against Grant Taylor, a righty-righty battle to get us underway here in Kalispell. Game 3 starts with a strike at 7:08 local time. That is 6:08 back in the Bay. Thanks for tuning in on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. Jermaine Cobb Jr. just 1 for 8 in the series so far. Has been retired to start both games. As Cobb takes outside, it's 1-1. Home plate umpire is Shad Chrisman tonight. Craig Struble is at first base. Alec Conwell at 3rd. Same crew as the first 2 games. 1-1. Cobb swings, fouls it back. 91-mile-an-hour fastball left down the middle, and Cobb just missed it. Game 51 of the season for Oakland and for Glacier. Oakland attempting to get to 40 wins. Cobb takes high. 2-2. Jermaine Cobb Jr., the 23-year-old from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Played with the Frederick Keys last summer in the MLB Draft League. Impressed and earned his way into the pros, beginning his career with the Oakland Ballers. 2-2 from the righty. Taylor is low, bounces in the turf ahead of the plate, and the count is full. For a leadoff hitter, Cobb doesn't walk a ton, just 23 walks compared to 45 strikeouts. But he's hitting .340, team leading 70 hits. The righty waggles the bat. The pitch from Taylor, swung on and missed. 91-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer half for out number 1. This Glacier team is one of the best pitching staffs in the league, and they strike out batters at a rather high clip. 472 strikeouts. That's 2nd in the Pioneer League. And 9 3/4 strikeouts per 9 innings. Isai Santos takes low, ball 1. I guess you could say that the Glacier pitching staff is the chosen one in the Pioneer League, one of the best in the league, with the lightning scar above the forehead with those 9 3/4 strikeouts per 9. Santos takes a strike. It's 1-1. No score here in the top of the first. Here from Kalispell. Cobb with the strikeout. Santos did not play yesterday. The lefty waits and fouls it off. 1-2. Santos on a 3-game extra base hit streak. A double, a triple, and a homer in his past 3 games. Time called by Santos. Has had great success against Glacier this season. Hitting .241 on the year, but .333, 12 for 36 against the Range Riders. Taylor has him here. It's 1-2. Last pitch was a fastball. Taylor's thrown a bunch of them. And he doubles down with 91 above the zone. Swing and a miss from Santos. Back-to-back Ks to start Taylor's day. 2 out spaces empty for the Ballers. Top of the first inning, no score here from Kalispell. Davis Druick, despite a lot of success against Glacier, hitting .370 this season against the Range Riders. Just 1 for 7 in this series with 4 strikeouts. Been on the struggle bus this week so far here in Kalispell. Takes a strike, 0-1. He'd rather be on one of those red buses that takes tourists around Glacier National Park, just 45 minutes up the road. 0-1 from Taylor. From the windup, the righty fires. Druick takes high. It's 1-1. Druick has 6 doubles and 4 homers against the Range Riders this season. On the season, slugging .660, one of the best marks on the team. 1-1. Druick takes the off-speed pitch outside. That's ball 2. That was the changeup off the plate. Nowhere close. An uncompetitive pitch from Taylor. He's got good velocity, though, with his fastball. 2-1. Druick swings and fouls it over me on the left side of the press box. 2-2. The press box is kind of, I guess, divided by suites. There's suites to the left of my side of the press box and to the right down the first base line of the other side of the press box. 2-2 toss is in the turf. 93-mile-an-hour fastball that stayed low. Taylor attempting to strike out the side in the top of the first inning. No score between Oakland and Glacier. Ballers have been quiet in the first innings of these games so far. Druick clocks it in the air high to left center field. Liniak and Ashworth. It's Ashworth, the left fielder, still racing. Long run, makes the catch. That was Wood's ball, the shortstop, if we're being honest. Wind blowing in today, and Druick ends up popping out to left field in the end. Ballers retired in order. 2 strikeouts in the frame for Grant Taylor. We go to the bottom of the first. Range Riders coming up when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the first, here from Kalispell. No score between Glacier and Oakland. Range Riders coming up against Dylan Matsuoka, the starter for Oakland today. Matsuoka, Thursday against Rocky Mountain a week ago. 6-5 win for the Ballers, but Matsuoka wasn't great. Gave up 3 bombs in the opening 3 innings of that game. In just 4 innings, he gave up 6 hits and 4 earned runs with 1 strikeout. But one of his best starts this season came against Glacier. That was a career-high 6 innings on June 4th. Last time facing Glacier, gave up 4 earned runs over 5 innings, but the Ballers still won 6-5, and he is looking for his first official win against Glacier this season. The righty, 24 years old from Sammamish, Washington, 6.63 ERA, 3-0 record, 9th start, 38 innings, 47 hits, 18 walks, 34 strikeouts. Matsuoka to face the left-handed hitting Kyle Ashworth to start his day. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Oakland and Glacier here from Kalispell, Game 3 of the second half of the Pioneer League season. Ashworth 1 for 4 with a double yesterday. His double came in the first inning to lead off the game for Glacier. As he takes a strike, 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, 0-1. Matsuoka needs to not throw that one again. That was perfectly placed, center cut. You couldn't ask for a better pitch. 0-1. Ashworth takes. That's a much better pitch, 93 on the inside corner. And it's challenged by Dylan Tatum. Early challenge on pitch 2 from Matsuoka. And the 93-mile-an-hour fastball looked like it was at the low inside corner of the zone. And Tatum is correct to challenge it. It was a strike at 93, low and in for Matsuoka. So the Ballers use an early challenge to their benefit, and it's 0-2 on Ashworth. So Matsuoka can empty the kitchen sink now. Comes home. Misses way outside with 94. Uncompetitive fastball. 1-2 count. Nobody out, nobody on. Glacier hitting for the first time tonight in a scoreless game here in Kalispell in the bottom of the first. Ashworth, the lefty, wears a yellow shin guard. Swings and fouls it off to the left. That's because he played at Long Beach State for 3 years, his final 3 years. Just wrapped up his grad year in 2025 and was second team All Big West. He just got a changeup from Matsuoka that was up in the zone and fouled it off. Matsuoka's 1-2 toss. Called a ball off the plate. That's a good call. High and away. That was a more competitive fastball than the first miss from Matsuoka. Righty pitcher came to Oakland by way of Ogden. That's where he was in 2024, a different Pioneer League team. From the windup, Matsuoka fires. Gets a weak ground ball hit to second. 2 hops for Harris. Underhand toss to first for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down to start Matsuoka's day. Next is Logan Beard in a scoreless game in the bottom of the first. Beard 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Glacier did all of its damage in the first inning yesterday. They scored 2 runs. They led 2-0. Eventually, Oakland assumed a 5-2 lead in the 9th. Glacier never scored after the first inning. Righty-righty battle. First to Beard. Bends low. 83 miles an hour inside with the breaking ball for Matsuoka. He tried to go front door on the right-handed hitting Beard. Team leader in walks with 30. He's ever patient. Takes outside 2-0, sometimes to a fault as he has 50 strikeouts, which also leads the side. Team best on base percentage, 395. Is in a 2-0 count here. Next for Matsuoka. Is rolled over towards third. Leahy, nope. So used to Nick Leahy fielding it at third base. That was Allgaier who makes the play, 5-3. That's Jake Allgaier for you, making his first first baller start at third base. Getting him all sorts of confused. Allgaier, 23-year-old from Channahon, Illinois. Getting the start at third base in lieu of Buford or Leahy tonight. Slow ground ball from Clarkson towards first. Picked up by Matsuoka, and he steps on the bag himself for out number 3. How about that? 1 unassisted for the putout. Matsuoka makes the play and gets to first well ahead of TJ Clarkson after that weak grounder to the right side of the infield. It's a 1-2-3 inning with 3 weakly hit ground balls for Dylan Matsuoka. Let's go to the second inning. No score here from Kalispell on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the second here from Kalispell, scoreless after one. Both pitchers throwing 1-2-3 frames. Grant Taylor's was a dominant first inning in which he struck out 2 and then got Davis Druick to pop out to shallow left center field. Ballers will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate against him here in the top of the second inning. Harris, Almanza, and Buford. 2 righties against the righty Taylor. Pitcher from the windup. Taylor comes home and Harris fouls it back. Grant Taylor played his college ball at Washington State, Wazoo as it's sometimes called. 5 years there, 252 Ks, the third most in Cougars history. 0-1 count. From the wind once more, 0-1 toss is belted on the ground to short. A few hops for Wood, his throw to first in plenty of time. And Cade Wood makes his first professional assist with that 6-3 put away. Brings up Christian Almanza, who's on a 4-game hit streak and homered in yesterday's game. The homer went to left center field, just off the netting in front of the scoreboard. Called strike on the outside corner, loud call. That was way outside. So confident and so wrong from Shad Crispin. I mean, that was a pretty bad call. And he said it so loudly and proudly. Almanza doesn't miss the next pitch. He serves it into right field for a base hit, the first hit of the game for either side. That was a ball. That was 90 low and in. And yet, Almanza dropped the bat head on it and singled into right field. Almanza with just another nice hit, good-looking swing. 5-game hit streak now. He's so good at hitting those low balls. He is what you would call a low ball hitter. He'll take something at the bottom or below the zone and smash it. Cam Buford, first pitch taken for a strike. 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. 1 out, runner at first for Oakland. First base runner of the game for either side here in the top of the second. Buford also enters this game on a 4-game hit streak, like Almanza prior. And Buford takes another strike. That's 90, around the same spot, a little bit lower than the first strike. Buford 1 for 3 with a double in yesterday's ballgame. That double went to right center field. It was the first extra base hit and third total hit of the game for Oakland. Way ahead Taylor from the stretch. The righty's 0-2 is way too tall. I mentioned he pitched at Washington State. Well, he's got the colored glove to match. It's a red mitt with some black on the pocket. 1-2 is a called third strike on the outside corner. That's a beautiful pitch from Grant Taylor. The breaking ball caught the edge for out number 2. That's his third strikeout. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Ballers have Almanza at first in a 0-0 game between Oakland and Glacier. Now it's Lou Helmick, who hasn't had many chances to hit in this series. He's 0 for 1 in 2 games. And he strokes the first pitch he sees into left center field for a hit. Almanza going first to third. The throw is towards second to hold Helmick at first base. And the Ballers get 2 hits in an inning. It's the second inning, and they already have 2 hits in the frame, which is significant because yesterday they didn't have 2 hits in an inning until the 7th, in which they scored 3 runs. So it's Tatum time. Dylan Tatum at the dish. 0 for 7. He is due in this series. Men at the corners for the Ballers. 2 outs, top of the second, no score. Taylor throws to first, and Helmick is a little late getting back, standing up. Got to get dirty there. Tatum, 34 games, 42 hits, 372 average. That's the best mark on the team. First pitch, Tatum late on 90 miles an hour. The fastball pumped down the middle. 0-1. Tatum's 49 RBI are second on the Ballers. Behind the man at third, that's Christian Almanza with Helmick at first. There are 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Taylor trying to get out of the jam. Tatum swings early this time on a good breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. 0-2. Tatum has to take a shorter swing here with 2 strikes. Tatum doesn't have that long of a swing, really. Pretty short and compact, but with plenty of power behind it. Back foot on the chalk of the right-handed batter's box for Tatum. Taylor delivers and misses high at 90 miles an hour. 1-2. Tatum really has struggled against Glacier this season, hitting just 194. He does have 8 RBI, though. Hoping to put Oakland on the board first here in the top of the second. No score, men at the corners. Taylor from the stretch. Set at the belt. Kicks, fires. Tatum swings, lines it into right field, and the Ballers lead. Helmick going first to third. Almanza touches home, and Dylan Tatum hits his 50th run in this season. That's 50 RBI for Taylor. It's 1-0 Oakland in the top of the second. He just took a 2-strike fastball in and inside out at that pitch. Hit it into right field on a line. Tatum, who's hitting righties just as well, he's hitting lefties now, getting his 3rd straight start behind the dish without Tyler Lozano healthy. It puts the Ballers ahead. Here's Jake Allgaier, first pitch. He takes. It's called a strike. 91-mile-an-hour fastball is right down the pipe. Men still at the corners for the Ballers, but now there's a 1-0 lead with 2 outs in the top of the second. It's Helmick at third, and it's Tatum at first base. Allgaier as a Baller, 3 for 6 so far, yet to record an RBI. And he takes ball 1, 92, just high and away. That's a good sign because there was a pitch that was a lot further, or at least a little bit further outside, that was called a strike by Shad Chrisman earlier. That was against Christian Almanza. 1-1. Allgaier takes strike 2. It's on the outer half. Good breaking ball there. Backdooring him. Grant Taylor with a nice pitch there. Trying to get out of this inning without any further damage. Already 3 hits in the frame for Oakland, all singles. Their RBI hit from Tatum came with 2 strikes. Taylor hoping for his 4th K. The righty set at the belt. Kicks. Goes home. Gets a slow ground ball towards first. Picked up. Thrown to Taylor, covering, who tags the bag ahead of Allgaier getting there. And it's a 1-3 putout to end the frame. But the Ballers get 1 run on 3 hits and do leave a pair of runners at the corners. It's Dylan Tatum who puts Oakland up 1-0 here in the top of the second. Range Riders returning to bat in the bottom of the second when you return on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers lead 1-0 against Glacier here from Kalispell on 860 AM The Answer. I'm Nevada Cullen. Mike Russell back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Today is Thursday, July 17th. We thank you for joining us. And we're also going to go back in time. It's time for this day in Oakland baseball history. And we're going to talk about what happened in the Ballers game a year ago today. Sadly, they lost, but it was a really fun game out in Davis, California. YOLO 8, Oakland 8. A final in 9 innings. It went to the knockout round. Jose Gonzalez won the knockout round in round 2, 1-0. 1-0. Jose, by the way, in the Astros organization now. Congrats to him. But in that game, Josh Leslie had a late go-ahead 2-out RBI single. Braden Blackford tied the game with his 4th hit, a double. But Braden Nelson and Chandler David kept the Ballers in it. They held the High Wheelers to just 1 run over the final 4 frames to force the knockout round. Here in the bottom of the second, Casarella leads off the frame. 1-0 Glacier trails Oakland. Dylan Matsuoka's first pitch to Casarella is popped up right side to Almanza with the sun in his face. Makes the catch. 1 away on just 1 pitch. Back-to-back 1-pitch outs for Matsuoka. 1 down, bases empty here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Ballers. A year ago today, this day in Oakland baseball history, it was Gonzalez's 2nd-round homer that was the only homer of the knockout round. And so the Ballers would lose that game. Technically 9-8 would be the final score after the knockout round. But one performance to highlight from that day, as the first pitch is low and inside for a strike on Lavari. Dondre Hubbard a year ago today, 3 for 5 with 2 RBI and 2 doubles in that game against the High Wheelers. Next to the lefty, Lavari is chopped on the ground. A couple hops to Harris at second. His underhand toss to Almanza. Plenty of time to get Lavari for out number 2. Matsuoka, in the early stages, this game is getting a ton of weak contact, and it's resulted in 5 straight outs to start his outing. The next batter he will face is Kingston Liniak, who was 1 for 4 with an RBI and 2 strikeouts yesterday. Righty batter swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back. 0-1. 1-0 Ballers on top of Glacier in the bottom of the second. 2 out spaces empty for Liniak. His 8 homers tied for the team lead. Liniak takes at the bottom of the zone for a strike and challenges. And that was another missed call from Shad Crispin. So he's missed 1 against each team. So instead of 0-2, it is 1-1 on Liniak. It's a decent spot to use it, especially when you know that pitch was low. 1-1 toss is in there for strike 2. That's a good pitch. Front door with the slider from Matsuoka. It's 1-2. Matsuoka working quickly from the first base side of the rubber. Shakes off a sign. Starts his wind. Comes home. And there's a line drive right over the Oakland dugout. It bounced around like a pinball in there down that first base line. Thankfully, it didn't look like it hit anybody, at least not seriously. The carom looked like it was heading Bruce Valentine's way on the far end of the dugout. Thankfully, no one injured. 1-2 pitch again. Inside, Tatum tried to frame the 95-mile-an-hour fastball, but he did not hang on to the ball. It was just inside. He did everything in his power, Tatum, to snap that ball back into the zone. He's a pretty good framing catcher, all things considered. 2-2 is next. Matsuoka winds and deals and misses low and in with 84. Just missed the low inside corner, but the count is full. 2 out spaces empty for Liniak. Right-handed hitter against the righty Matsuoka, wearing the white shoes with red laces. Matsuoka, from his motion, goes, misses. 93-mile-an-hour fastball off the plate. No chase from Liniak as he works the walk. It's his 20th free pass earned. Oh, is this a new walk-up song for Jack Lynch? Eventually by Tame Impala. Nice. I'm a fan of that. I'd say I'm a Tame Impala fan. I haven't heard it before for Jack Lynch. The lefty takes a strike near the top of the zone. Just clipped the top. I don't think he agreed. But that's not a place to challenge, and he smartly did not challenge. First base runner of the game after the Liniak walk. That's for Glacier, trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Next to Lynch is low and in. 1-1. 2 outs in the frame. Lynch, Tuesday, 1 for 3 with a double. Also had a sacrifice bunt. Liniak gets his lead off of first. Matsuoka working from the stretch for the first time. First base side of the rubber. Looks towards first, comes home, and grabs the outside corner. Goodness, this is another terrible call against Glacier. And you could tell that Jack Lynch is wanting to challenge it, but he motioned towards Chad Chrisman to be like, are you kidding me right now? That's way outside. Very pitcher-friendly zone. 1-2. Low and away. That one not close. But if you look at the pitch before it, it was the pretty much same amount of distance from the plate. Runner at first is Liniak. 2-2 with 2 outs to Lynch, the lefty. Matsuoka deals. Gets a foul ball off the netting and just into the Glacier dugout. 1-0 Ballers, bottom of the second. Lynch the batter. 29 games now with Glacier, hitting .233. Does have 5 homers, though. Another 2-2 for Matsuoka. Popped up, foul, out of play. Behind the press box, off to the left. Lynch, the former Great Falls Voyager, spent 2024 in Great Falls. Faced Oakland in the last series of the first half last year. Another 2-2 is ripped high and deep to right field, right center, and it falls and takes a big hop. Druick somehow corrals the cutoff man. Cobb gets the ball and keeps Liniak from scoring. But Lynch with the double to right field. Lynch, who had 3 doubles against Oakland last year, 2 this year, now has 6 career doubles against Oakland. 3rd of the year for Glacier. Brings up Donovan Ratfield, making his first professional at bat in a big spot. The former University of Nevada catcher stands in from the right side, back foot on the chalk. Ready to battle with Matsuoka. Standing tight to the plate, Ratfield. He takes outside, 1-0. He does get hit a bit, 11 times hit by a pitch in 2024 with Gonzaga. Spent 2 years there before going to Nevada. He's a Nevada native. He's from Sparks outside of Reno. 1-0. Takes outside. 2-0 count, 2 outs, 1-0. Ballers lead Glacier in the bottom of the second inning, but Liniak is at third and Lynch is at second after his double. That was the first hit of the game for Glacier. Wide open stance righty. Pitch to Ratfield is low, 3-0. Matsuoka a pitch away from walking, the bases loaded. On deck is Cade Wood, also making his pro debut. 3-0 count. Matsuoka from the stretch. Comes home. Misses. High and away. Should have been called a strike, according to TrackMan. But Dylan Tatum doesn't want to challenge on 3-0. I think it would need to be at least 3-1 for him to challenge there. So 2 walks in the inning from Matsuoka. That's going to bring out Jim Diedrich, the pitching coach for the Oakland Ballers in his second year. Diedrich trying to calm down Dylan Matsuoka. Bases loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the second, and a chance for Cade Wood in his first pro at bat to come up clutch. Cade Wood, 6 foot 175, 24-year-old right-handed hitter from Atlanta. Went to Mississippi Valley State for his final year of collegiate ball. Before there, he bounced around to some other different schools, Northeast Texas Community College in Mount Pleasant, Ranger College, also in Texas. But then finished up in the SWAC at Mississippi Valley State and was a two-way player there, but was a much better hitter. 331 average, drove in 34, 7 homers, trying to drive in his first runs as a pro in his first pro at bat and help tie this game or give Glacier the lead. First pitch for Matsuoka is a strike to Cade Wood at the bottom of the zone. 0-1, gave him a fastball there. Bases full for Glacier. Oakland leading 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Wood, the shortstop today. Closed stance righty. Facing the righty Matsuoka. He swings and pops it up foul off to the right. Cade Wood, I saw him take some at-bats in a simulated game facing Jason Franks, who's on the IL right now for Glacier. And Wood had a tough time with Franks. Then again, most hitters in the Pioneer League do. 0-2 from Matsuoka. Just got a piece. I don't know. He knows he shouldn't have swung at that. 91 way off the plate. But a little antsy and not wanting to go down looking perhaps there, Cade Wood. Matsuoka trying to find his way out of the inning with the bases full and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Oakland clinging on to a 1-0 lead. Matsuoka deals, misses low and away. Good hold there from Cade Wood. 1-2. Matsuoka reestablishes the rubber, stands at the first base side, and peers in. Wood holds the bat behind his rifle green helmet. Matsuoka kicks, deals, ground ball, hard hit to second. Harris gobbles it up, throws to first for out number 3. Nice job by Cade Wood with 2 strikes to put a ball in play, but Glacier leaves them loaded in the second. 2 walks in the frame and 1 hit, the double from Lynch, but it all fails to bloom as Glacier is held scoreless in the second frame. Let's go to the third. It's 1-0 Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Dylan Matsuoka leaves them loaded in the bottom of the second. So here in the top of the third, the Ballers still lead 1-0 on Glacier. From Game 3 of the 6-game set here in Kalispell, I'm Nevada Cullen, and Mike Russell is back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Thanks for tuning in on this Thursday evening. Top of the third, Trey Cobb will lead it off. So 1, 2, and 3 coming up against Grant Taylor. First time these 3 faced Taylor, it was quick work. 2 strikeouts and a pop-out. Cobb started this game with a K. This is just a 6-game road trip, just one city. That feels very odd for the Ballers, who in the first half had 2 2-week-long road trips. First pitch to Cobb, the righty, is a ball, 1-0. And in the first road trip, the Ballers hit 3 different cities. That was Kalispell, Missoula, and Ogden. Cobb takes low and away, 2-0. The second time around, the Ballers went to Boise and then to Colorado Springs. So the Ballers have been to 5 different places in the Pioneer League already this season. This is the second time they've made a trip to the same spot here in Kalispell. 2-0. Cobb, high chopper to third. 2 bounces for Lavari. His throw in plenty of time for out number 1. Brings up Isai Santos with 1 out in the top of the third inning. 1-0 Ballers here in the top of the third. Santos first time up, struck out swinging. Tuesday, a triple, his first career 3-bagger. Santos' first pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Santos drove in 2 with 2 outs in the 5th to knock the starter Jared Engman out of the game on Tuesday with that 2 RBI triple. Santos on 0-1 fouls it off over me in the press box, off to the left, 0-2. Taylor hoping to strike out Santos for a second time. Taylor with 3 strikeouts thus far. It's been a solid outing. Just the 1 run allowed in these opening 3 innings. Santos with 2 strikes pokes it to left field. Decently deep, but Ashworth is there. And in the shadow of the training facility makes the catch for out number 2. Next, Davis Druick. 2 outs in the inning. Nobody on. Top of the 3rd. 1-0 Oakland over Glacier. Druick popped out to left field in his first at-bat today. Druick wearing his yellow batting gloves. Readjusts the arm guard on his front arm. That's his right arm. He's a lefty. Facing the righty, Taylor. First pitch from the line, Taylor, is a breaking ball. And that's swung over by Druick, 0-1. Druick just 1 for 8 in the series. Hitting .340 this year, slugging .660, a .470 on base percentage. He's basically been Oakland's best hitter. Druick swinging a miss, 0-2. His throne was kind of taken, I'd say, by Dylan Tatum, though, with the run that Tatum went on. Surpassed Druick in those slash categories. Tatum now has a better average on base and slugging than Davis Druick. What are we at the cantina right now? They were just playing some Star Wars music here before this 0-2 pitch. With 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Taylor taking forever, 6 on the timer. Now 4, he starts his wind, comes home, and Druick strikes out at another good breaking ball. Throw to first, just for good measure. And Druick is thrown out by Ratfield, making his professional debut. Ballers top 3 in the order, retired in order for the 2nd time in 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Still Oakland 1, Glacier nothing on 860 AM, The Answer. Home 3rd, 1-0 Oakland over Glacier on 860 AM The Answer. I'm Nevada Cullen. Mike Russell is back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Dylan Matsuoka has finished 1 time through the order and has allowed just 1 hit and no runs, no strikeouts, 2 walks, and stranded the bases loaded in the bottom of the 2nd. This is game 51 of the season for Oakland, and the Ballers are hoping to become the first team in the Pioneer League to 40 wins this year. Kyle Ashworth to lead it off against Matsuoka. Thanks for everyone tuning in here on this Thursday evening from Kalispell. That's where I am. I want to know where you are. If you're listening on YouTube, you can hit up the comment section. If you are listening on 860, you can message me on Twitter or X at Nevada Cullen. First pitch, a strike to Ashworth, 0-1. If you're tuned in, let me know. Where are you watching from? Kyle Ashworth takes in the turf, 1-1. He grounded out slowly to second his first time up. Maybe you're watching from the state of Washington, where Dylan Matsuoka is from, where Grant Taylor pitched in college. Pitch outside, 2-1 on Ashworth. Good chance you're listening from California. That's, of course, where the Ballers are from. That's where Kyle Ashworth is from. He's from Santa Ana. He went to Long Beach State. Also played at Cal Poly. 2-1 toss is lined into left field, angling towards the foul line. Fair, past Lou Helmick and to the wall. Ashworth on his horse will coast into second with a leadoff double here in the third. Leadoff double for Ashworth. He had a double in yesterday's ball game and now has 6 doubles in his professional career. Oh, we already have some responses on our YouTube stream for where you all are tuned in from. It's all over the U.S. and beyond. First pitch is popped up. The bunt right back to Matsuoka. Beard trying to move Ashworth to third and fails miserably. 1 away. Bottom of the third, 1-0. Ballers lead Glacier. Beard pops up the bunt. Here's TJ Clarkson, who's 0 for 1. We have Mike Russell listening from the KTRB studio. I know where you are, Mike. We also have Diane listening in Oakland. David Smith. Pog. And there's a strike to Clarkson, 0-1. Christy Collier tuning in from the Bay. Steve Bowles from El Cerrito. And those are all just the California and CDP from San Francisco. 0-1 is low. We also have, oh, sorry, Pog, you're listening from Fulshire, Texas. That's my bad. I misread the me too. And then, of course, my dad listening from Florida. Representing the East Coast. 1-1. Clarkson pops it up, left side, angling towards foul ground. It is Allgaier who has it. Two-handed squeeze for out number 2. So after the leadoff double, Matsuoka has induced 2 pop-outs. One on a bunt, the other a swinging foul out by Clarkson. Brings up Xavier Casarella, who popped out to start the second. One nothing Ballers here from Kalispell in the bottom of the third inning. Runner on second with 2 down. Righty Casarella against the righty Matsuoka. Appreciate you all letting me know where you're tuning in from. Had one more as there's a ball high. Xavier Garcia, good to hear from you. Watching from the Valley, Merced. Apologies to everyone who's trying to time up flow. Oh, that is drilled left field and deep. Helmick looks up. It is off the wall on a hop, and this game is tied. It's a 2-out double for Xavier Casarella. Blasted that one to left center field, and Casarella drives in his 28th run of the year to tie the game at 1. 2 doubles in the frame for Glacier. Ashworth to lead off the inning. Casarella with 2 outs in the frame. Casarella with his 5th extra base hit, 3rd double against Oakland this year. That one was driven to left center, 106 off the bat. First pitch is a ball to Kenny Lavari, the left-handed hitter. 1-1 game in the bottom of the third. Oakland and Glacier. 2 outs, runner on second is Casarella. Lavari 0 for 1. Shoots one, foul of third. Watch out. That was a line drive that nearly took out the Glacier third base coach. Who is that? Should ask about that. I'm going to guess it's Jackson Murphy. He is the lone assistant coach, who I know is not an older gentleman. Or at least he looks younger from up here. 1-1 to Lavari, pounded on the ground to short. Cobb takes care of it and gets him by a step at first base. Glacier with a couple of doubles in the third, get their first run and tie the game at 1 apiece. Xavier Casarella with the RBI 2-bagger It's 1-1 heading to the fourth on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the fourth here from Kalispell. 1-1 game. Oakland scored first. Dylan Tatum with an RBI knock. And Glacier evens the score with an RBI double by Xavier Casarella in the bottom of the third. So Taylor and Matsuoka both just one run allowed in the opening 3 innings of this game. It's been a low-scoring series here in Kalispell. Daniel Harris, the fourth, wears number 4. The first pitch to him is high for ball 1 as we begin the top of the fourth. And I want to dive right in. Whoa, Glacier's challenging? Yeah, that's overturned to a strike. That was well in the zone. I mean, Chad Chrisman is having a howler right now. Poor guy. All 3 challenges have been correctly challenged. Both teams have all 3 challenges remaining. 0-1. Harris drills one high to right center field. Clarkson chasing it down. He won't get there. Harris has himself a leadoff double here in the fourth. Danny Harris smacked that ball. He got a breaking ball left up, hit it 101 miles an hour off the bat, 347 degrees, or feet. That was a long double. So the Ballers in business with their first extra base hit of the game, a Danny Harris double. That is Danny's 12th double of the season and his first hit of the series. Brings up Christian Almanza here in the fourth. First pitch, called a ball. 1-0. Ballers and Range Riders tied 1-1 here in the top of the fourth. Harris with the leadoff double. 1-0 on Almanza, who singled his first time up. Next pitch, tapped foul, 1-1. So I wanted to address a listener question after I noticed Chad Baxton watching from section 105 in Glacier Bank Stadium. Nice place. Chad, are you a Ballers fan? If so, I gotta come say hi at some point. Probably won't actually have time during the game, unfortunately. But if you're here later this week, that'd be cool. Would love to say hi. There's a pitch just outside to Almanza, 2-1. But the listener question comes from CDP. It is this question. Carson Lambert, Dylan Porter, both traded for future considerations at some point this season. 2-1 from Taylor. Almanza takes ball 3. What does Oakland expect in return on these? Ultimately, is that when the need arises, they can ask for someone. I would say, CDP, that's a pretty good assumption. Yes, when the need arises, the Ballers can ask for something in return. Almanza chops it foul, 3-2. I will say, I think with the Porter trade, that could end up being, if Idaho Falls has someone that Oakland thinks could be a nice piece, maybe, say, offensively, that they would need later on in the season as maybe a bench bat for the playoffs. Maybe that could be something the Ballers could seek. 3-2. Almanza pokes it back to the screen. He leaned out and reached out to even get a piece of that. As for Carson Lambert, I think ideally, I'm speaking a little selfishly here, if Lexington, the Legends, do not make the playoffs in the Atlantic League, I could see them sending Carson Lambert back to Oakland for the end of the season. I think that would be cool. That's the deal kind of that Oakland has with the Washington Wild Things with Danny Harris if they need him. Oh, he's taken off for third. He just stole that off of the pitcher, Taylor, who misses high on 3-2 and walks Almanza. Danny Harris swipes third base off of the pitcher, Taylor, who never checked him. And Almanza walks the first free pass of the game for Oakland. So now a big spot for the Ballers here in the top of the fourth to retake the lead against the Range Riders. They really, all things considered, should take the lead with men at the corners and none out here in the fourth. Heads up base running for Danny Harris as he swipes his 8th bag of the year. And that brings up Cam Buford with men at first and third. 1-1 game in the top of the fourth. Grant Taylor, the pitcher, the righty, facing the right-handed hitting Cam Buford. First pitch, Buford takes high for a strike. 0-1. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Says it was outside. I think that might be maybe not the correct pitch. I don't know. I thought it was. If that's the correct pitch, that should have been a called ball on Buford. I thought it was high above the zone. It says it was outside, so it's 0-1. Next from Taylor. Harris creeping at third. Buford cuts and misses. Got the fastball low and could not get the bat head down to it in time to make contact. Buford struck out looking his first time facing Taylor. Taylor threw a very good breaking ball on the outside corner to freeze Buford last time up. Harris at third, Almanza at first. Taylor trying to prevent a productive out. Buford trying to get the run home. Pitch, swung on and missed. Threw him another good breaking ball, and this time instead of looking at it, Buford swung and missed for Taylor's 5th strikeout. That's a big first out in the inning. It means a double play would get Glacier out of this. But Lou Helmick is next, and he hopes to put the Ballers ahead with his second hit of the game. He's singled in the second. Top of the fourth now, it's 1-1, Oakland and Glacier. Man at the corners for Helmick with 1 out. First toss, Helmick hits it right back into the mitt and out of the mitt of Taylor, and his throw to second looked like it was taking wood off the bag, but he makes the pick, and Almanza is called out on an RBI fielder's choice for Helmick that Aaron Miles will question. Alec Conwell, the third base umpire, said that Wood did not pull his foot. I would have to disagree, but I don't think I had the best view of it. And now they're going to have to check on the pitcher, Grant Taylor, because he was hit by that comebacker. Ballers take the lead after all that. Harris scores on the RBI by Helmick. That's the 39th run batted in for Helmick this season, 8th against Glacier. And the umpires will not discuss, so Almanza is out 1-6 on the fielder's choice. Ballers back in front 2-1, and Todd Pratt has seen enough. Grant Taylor is good to go. Will stay in this ballgame. Brings up Dylan Tatum. That was 106 off the bat, by the way, of Helmick. He scorched that at Taylor, and it could have been an inning-ending double play if it went back into the mitt of Taylor, but it bounced out of the mitt of the right-handed pitcher, Grant Taylor. As a result, Helmick is at first with his RBI fielder's choice. Tatum's at the plate, 2-1 Ballers lead with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. First pitch from Taylor, Tatum takes. That's ball 1. That's another missed call. Challenged by Glacier. Yep, and they'll be correct. They have got to be frustrated with Shad Chrisman. It's overturned to a strike. That's a Ratfield clapping behind the dish. This is his first pro start, and he's already made a couple correct challenges in this game. Glacier has 3 challenges left in this game no matter what. They've already used 3 as a team. 0-1 count on Tatum after the first pitch strike on the outside edge. Next from Grant Taylor, Helmick runs, Tatum takes low. The throw is into center field. Helmick is safe with a stolen base. Ballers testing Ratfield, making his pro debut behind the dish, and Helmick steals his 6th base of the year to get in scoring position for Dylan Tatum with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. 2-1 Ballers lead. And Tatum looking for a 2-out RBI. He had an RBI single his last time up. His first hit of this series. 1-1. Tatum accidentally swings. It's 1-2. I don't even know why Shad Chrisman is checking down to first. I respect it. Craig Struble has a very easy job of shooting his right arm up in the air. Tatum absolutely offered at that 1-1 pitch. Just could not hold up at the breaking ball. So it's 1-2. Taylor hunting his 6th strikeout. He misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dylan Tatum. The Stockton native, former Minnesota Twin farmhand, spent 4 years in the Twin system, most recently with the Cedar Rapids Colonels. In High A with the Twins in 2024. 2-2 count. Taylor delivers. Tatum cuts late at the fastball 93 at the bottom of the zone, and Taylor has his 6th strikeout. The Ballers get 1 more hit, and Lou Helmick drives in Danny Harris in the top of the 4th with an RBI fielder's choice. Danny Harris with the double to lead off the inning, and he scores the go-ahead run. It's 2-1 Ballers on top of the Glacier Range Riders as we head to the home 4th on 860 AM. The Answer. Bottom of the 4th, the Ballers lead the Glacier Range Riders 2-1. Here from Kalispell, Dylan Matsuoka on the hill, pitching with the lead after the Ballers took the lead in the top of this inning. It is 2-1 Oakland over Glacier, who will send 6, 7, 8 to the plate against Dylan Matsuoka here in the bottom of the 4th. I am Nevada Cullen. Mike Russell is back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. And because my name is Nevada Cullen and I like food, it's time for Nevada's culinary curiosities. See what we did there? I had some more stadium food today, pregame. I had elk nachos the other day. I was disappointed by the presentation. Overall, I would give them an 8.5 out of 10. Considering they were ballpark nachos, they get a 10 out of 10, though. First pitch to Kingston Liniak is outside for ball 1. Liniak a walk his first time up. Today, I made a trip out to the third base side concourse for some grub pregame. Liniak fouls one off to the right, 1-1. And I made a stop at Uncle Dan's Brat Stand. Now, who is Uncle Dan? I met him today. His name's Dan. He's from Detroit. And Dan cooks up the brats, and he does a heck of a job. Line drive looped over short into short left field. Left center goes Liniak for the hit. It's a leadoff single for Kingston, his 2nd hit of the series. Brings up Jack Lynch, who doubled in the 2nd. This is the part of the lineup that has had the most success against Matsuoka so far. Well, I guess it's Casarella who has the RBI double for the only run of this game for Glacier. But Lynch with a double. Liniak and Ratfield walked against Matsuoka in the second. First pitch to Lynch is a ball low, 1-0. Nobody out, runner at first, 2-1 Ballers lead, bottom of the fourth. Back to Nevada's Culinary Curiosities. I took another trip to Uncle Dan's brat stand. The last time in Kalispell, got a brat from there. Fly ball off to the left, foul, 1-1. And what I had last time was the Prairie Fire brat. It's $1 more than the original brat. It's a spicy brat. I'm not actually sure what's in it. I'm going to say probably some seasoning, maybe some hot peppers cooked into the brat. It is hot. Fly ball off to the left, foul again, 1-2 on the lefty Lynch. This time I went for a fully loaded brat, which is just your standard brat and a nice thick bun with peppers, onions, sauerkraut, and jalapenos. I added Dijon mustard and some mayonnaise. 1-2. Matsuoka from the stretch fires. Just missed outside. Dylan Tatum challenges after not getting the call. Well, the Ballers have been right once. Glacier right 3 times. And this is overturned too. My goodness. 5 challenges tonight. All have been correct. And Lynch goes down looking. 1 away. 1 out. Runner at first for Glacier. In the bottom of the fourth, Matsuoka gets his first strikeout. 2-1 Ballers lead. Here's Donovan Ratfield, who walked in his first pro plate appearance. And I got to tell you, Uncle Dan's fully loaded brat is the best brat I have ever had. I mean, cooked well, has a nice sear on it. There's a strike, nothing in one. But really, it's the toppings, the peppers and the onions grilled with the sauerkraut and the jalapenos. Adds just such a nice kick. It's a beautiful flavor. It's bursting with savory goodness. There's a line drive. Again, looped into left center field. Hemmick trying to cut it off, but it'll roll to the wall. Getting the wave is Kingston Liniak. He will score. And standing at second base with his first pro hit is Donovan Ratfield, who ties the game at 2 with an RBI double. Well, that really puts a damper on Nevada's Culinary Curiosities, but I do have to say congratulations to Donovan Ratfield. His first pro hit, repping my namesake, the state of Nevada. Kingston Liniak scoring from first on the plate. That's the third double of the game for Glacier, as they tie it at 2 with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Now it's another guy trying to get his first pro hit. It's Cade Wood. A ground out to second, his first time up with the bases loaded. First pitch to him this time is called a ball at 86. That was indeed in, as Matsuoka tried to front door him with a breaking ball. 1-0. Runner at second is Ratfield. Wood takes way inside at 93. 2-0. Matsuoka, I'd say, he's been good tonight. He's just been inefficient. He's had to work out of jams. And his pitch count is not low. He's already thrown 60 pitches. Next to Wood way inside, and he's a pitch away from his third walk. Ballers and Range Riders tied again here in the fourth. Glacier attempting to grab its first lead of the game. Matsuoka in a 3-0 battle with Wood. His 3-0 toss is too tall for ball 4. Again, that is a missed call by Shad Chrisman. It just clipped the top of the zone. It's the second time that on ball 4 he has shrunk the zone on Matsuoka. Third walk from Dylan. 2 on, 1 out for Kyle Ashworth, who doubled to left field his last time up. He is 1 for 2 today. Left-handed hitter to face the right-hander Matsuoka. 2 times to the order, Matsuoka has now allowed 5 hits and 2 runs. Runners at first and second for Glacier. Both rookies on the bags. For another rookie in Ashworth, who squares to bunt, pulls back at ball 1. That was low. 2-2 game. Glacier hosting Oakland. Bottom of the fourth inning. Ratfield with his RBI double at second. Wood walked, he's at first. And Ashworth lines it off of Matsuoka, who picks it up. His only play is to first base, and it gets away from Almanza. It's an error, and 2 runs will score. Almanza will chuck it home, and the throw bounces in. There is the second run. Wood scores all the way from first on the play. And now Jim Diedrich calling time to check on Dylan Matsuoka. I'd say he probably wore that one in the stomach. I have no idea where it hit, and the adrenaline allowed him to stay with the play. The throw to first was maybe just offline, and Almanza could not corral it. We'll wait to see who the error is on, but there has to be an error on that play, unfortunately. As 2 runs score, Ratfield and Wood for Glacier to take a 2-run lead. It's 4-2 Glacier. Matsuoka just got drilled with that ball. He left a pitch right over the middle, the fastball, 101 off the bat. And Matsuoka wants to stay in this game. See if he is going to throw warm-up pitches or not. I don't think he will. Man, that's toughness right there. He just got beamed by that comebacker. Kyle Ashworth comes through. Both runs ruled as unearned. It is ruled as an error on Matsuoka. And I guess that makes sense that the runs will be unearned for now. We'll see how that changes as the inning goes along. There's still just 1 out in the frame. Ashworth got to second on the missed throw from Matsuoka. And here's Logan Beard, who's 0 for 2 today. 4-2 Glacier leads in the 4th. Pitch low, 1-0. It's been an odd inning. Single strikeout looking on a challenged pitch. RBI double, walk, and then a comebacker from Ashworth. He drilled it at 101 off of Matsuoka. Beard takes in the dirt, and that gets away from Tatum. It's a wild pitch. It's 2-0 on Beard. Oakland getting the pen going. It is Gabe Tanner loosening. Beard again 0 for 2 today, but in a 2-0 count here. It's actually rolled a passed ball on Tatum. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it is what it is. Swing and a miss. 2-1 on Beard, this 2-hitter in the lineup. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Glacier leads for the first time today with a 3-run inning. It's 4-2. Now Dylan Tatum needs a new catcher's glove, I think. Pat Monteith, who was warming up Tanner in the bullpen, is going to give him a black mitt for whatever reason. The prior glove was not to Dylan Tatum's liking. And now Monteith needs a new mitt to catch Tanner, who's warming up for Oakland. 3-run inning for Glacier. They lead 4-2. Logan Beard in a 2-1 count with 1 out. Trying to bring Ashworth home from third. Pitch. Beard foul tip into the mitt of Tatum. The new mitt, the Black Rawlings catcher's mitt with a tan interior. 2-2. Matsuoka working from the stretch. First base side of the rubber. Sets at the belt. Comes home. Line drive to second. Oh, what a play by Danny Harris on the backhand. Throw to first in time for out number 2. Ashworth scores on the RBI. Ground out 4-3. And I believe now one of those runs will be earned against Matsuoka. I think Ratfield, who would have advanced to third anyways on that comebacker to Matsuoka, would have then scored on that ground out. Although, no, that would have been out number 3 right there. So it's 5-2 Glacier as the pitch is high and in. 1-0. Oh, the Ashworth's run is unearned. That's for sure. That pitch missed high and in. 1-0 on Clarkson. 7th batter of the inning. 5-2 Glacier leads with a 4 spot here in the bottom of the 4th. There's a strike on the inner half. 2-1 on Clarkson, who is 0 for 2 today. Beard does a job with the ground out for the RBI. 2-1 pitch. Clarkson takes outside, 3-1. Hitters count for TJ Clarkson, who is 0 for his last 6, but homered on Tuesday in a 2 for 4 performance. Lefty batter against the righty Matsuoka. The 3-1 toss. Low and in, Clarkson walks. That is the 4th walk for Matsuoka. Next up is Casarella, who did double off of him in the 3rd. See if Matsuoka's left in or not. He's thrown 74 pitches, and Aaron Miles will say that's it for Dylan. Gabe Tanner is going to go from here on out in the bottom of the 4th. New pitcher for Oakland. Runner on first after the walk to Clarkson, and Matsuoka's day is done. We'll tell you about Gabe Tanner when you return on 860 AM The Answer. New arm for Oakland in the bottom of the 4th, trailing Glacier 5-2 with 2 outs and a runner on first. A 4-run inning for Glacier against Dylan Matsuoka, who exits after throwing 3 2/3 innings in this ball game. The new pitcher for Oakland is Gabe Tanner, who is making his 7th appearance, I should say. 4th appearance that's not a start, 4th out of the pen for Oakland. He's got a 3.48 ERA, 3-0 record, and 20 2/3 innings pitched with 23 hits allowed, 8 walks to 9 strikeouts. Tanner Sunday against Rocky Mountain Vibes earned the win, going 5 in a start, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts for the 23-year-old from Danville, California. First-year pro will face Xavier Casarella here in the bottom of the 4th. Glacier leads 5-2. They've played it 4 in the inning, large in part due to a comebacker from Ashworth that hit Matsuoka, who then threw it away to first. It was an error on Matsuoka. First to Casarella is a strike, 0-1. Again, Ballers trailing by 3 here in the bottom of the 4th inning here in Kalispell. Runner at first is Clarkson. He walked to end Matsuoka's day. That just missed somewhere. It missed nowhere. It was another strike, another missed call from Shad Chrisman. It's somehow gone between a hitter's zone and a pitcher's zone. 1-1. Casarella takes in at 81. That was indeed a ball. 2-1 on Casarella. Last time up, had an RBI double. He's the 8th hitter to come to bat in this inning, as Clarkson leads off at first. Tanner from the stretch, kicks, goes, gets the K. Not the K. The swinging strike. 89 miles an hour, high and in. Casarella tried to hit it out. He is 1 for 2 in this game with his RBI double. It is 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Tanner's pitch is challenged by Dylan Tatum. He thinks for sure it's a called 3rd strike. He's absolutely right. Shad Chrisman not having a good game behind the plate, and Casarella goes down looking. Tanner with the K facing his first batter, strikes him out to end the inning. Glacier gets 4 off of Matsuoka. We go to the 5th. It's 5-2 Glacier over Oakland on 860 AM. The Answer. Top of the 5th inning. And Grant Taylor gets the pitch with the lead for the Glacier Range Riders. It is 5-2 Glacier. That's the final score from last night. The other way around, Ballers won 5-2 to win their 6th straight game. Glacier attempting to snap Oakland's streak and snap their own skid of 3 straight losses here tonight on this Thursday night from Kalispell. I'm Nevada Cullen, and it's time for the wide world of baseball again here on the top of the 5th, as Oakland will send up Jake Allgaier to the dish, his 3rd game as a Baller. And let's talk about Channahon, Illinois briefly. It's the hometown of Jake Allgaier. I did, yes, have to look up how to pronounce Channahon. He squares to bunt and pulls back at strike 1, 0-1. Channahon, his hometown, is spelled Channhaon. You could say Channahon, but it's not. It's Channahon. It's a village in Grundy and Will counties in northeast Illinois as he swings and misses, 0-2. Rural area 20 minutes southwest of Joliet, where he made his pro debut for the Joliet Slammers. It's an hour outside of Chicago. He calls time before 02. Population of 14,138 as of 2023. Channahon lies at the confluence of Des Plaines, Kankakee, and DuPage rivers, where they form the Illinois River. There's also Channahon State Park, which offers fishing and recreation besides the DuPage. 0-2 with no one out. Allgaier leading off the inning. Whoa, nearly hit by the pitch, high and in, 1-2. It does have a bar and grill called the Office Bar and Grill. Sadly, it's not themed after the TV show. Per my research, I was disappointed. 1-2 is high and away, 2-2. I don't think we have Jeff Butts tuned in tonight to correct me about any Illinois things. The Buttses are from Rockford. Now another Illinois native joins the squad. That's Jake Allgaier from Channahon. And the switch hitter, the batting lefty, fouls it back to the screen. It's 2-2. Allgaier has really played all over Illinois. Spoon River College in 21 and 22. Western Illinois in 2023. Southern Illinois in 2024 to finish his collegiate career. Still 2-2. The righty, Taylor, to the switch hitting lefty, Allgaier. I don't know how Allgaier just got a piece of that. That was quite funny. He got a breaking ball, and it was low and inside. Allgaier took not even a half swing and still somehow fouled it off towards the Oakland dugout on the first base side. He was very early. Allgaier is 0 for 1. Hit back to the pitcher Taylor last time. Been a lot of comebackers tonight. And Allgaier strikes out late on 91 this time. 1 away. Taylor with 7 strikeouts. Taylor with this impressive night in terms of the strikeouts, up to 57 on the season. 68 for yesterday's starter Bothwell. He is the Pioneer League leader. Glacier's second most strikeouts in the league as a team. Tremaine Cobb Jr., first pitch swinging. Flies it foul Off to the right field concourse. And out of play. There's an ice cream stand over there. This is a great night for ice cream. 80 degrees first pitch here in Kalispell. 0-1. Cobb takes a strike, 0-2. 1 out in the inning, bases empty. Top of the 5th. 5-2. Glacier leads Oakland. Next toss from Taylor is just rolled to third slowly. Tough play, charging Lavari. Throw to first in time for out number 2. Nice play by Kenny Lavari for the second out. He throws out Cobb for a second straight at bat. Happened in the 3rd. Deja vu all over again here in the 5th. Brings up Isai Santos, who was 0 for 2 today. Speaking of deja vu, yesterday's game, a 5-2 Ballers win over Glacier, had a lot of similarities to the 5-2 win that Oakland had against Rocky Mountain on July 8th. That was Butts' previous start. Santos swings and misses for a strike. 0-1. The biggest thing that I found in common, other than the score and the fact that Butts went at least 6 innings, is that Nick Leahy, drove in 3 runs in both of those games. Santos flies 1 foul off to the left. 0-2. And so in a 3-run game, Leahy made the difference in Butts' last 2 starts. Reed Butts now with 7 wins. That is tied for the league lead and a Ballers franchise record for wins in a season, tied with Christian Cosby and Zach St. Pierre from a year ago. Luke Short will try to even that total in his next start. 0-2, 2 outs, 5-2 Glacier leads. Top of the 5th. Pitch to Santos is way too tall. 1-2. Isai a strikeout and a flyout thus far. Red and black glove hiding the face of Taylor. He goes from the line. And Santos fouls back to the screen. Not a huge crowd on this Thursday night. I would expect the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday crowds to be a bit larger here in Kalispell. They put on a good show here at Glacier Bank Park. Beautiful stadium. Love the wood facings of the press box and other areas. That pitch bounced and then somehow got past Ratfield. It's 2-2 with 2 outs for Santos. And home plate umpire Shad Christman needs some new baseballs. I've ragged on him tonight. I feel a little bad about it, but I know I'm not as mad at Shad Christman as both teams are, as there have been 3 missed calls correctly challenged by both teams tonight, and that's not including some other missed calls from Christman. 2-2 toss. Santos line drive, hops past the infield into center, and Santos has a 4-game hit streak. That was off the end of the bat, but he got just enough of it to muscle it through the infield. Only 68 off the bat, but he did just enough to poke it through the center of the diamond. Davis Druick is next with a 2-out base runner. Santos with his first hit of the game, a 4-game hit streak for Isai. Ballers trailing 5-2 in the top of the 5th. Lefty Druick struck out last time against Taylor on a fastball. Druick, first pitch swinging this time, ambushes to left field. Ashworth has it at the track, just shy of the track, makes the catch for out number 3. Santos with the single, no runs on 1 hit, no errors. He's left at first in the top of the 5th inning. We're halfway through. Glacier 5, Oakland 2 here on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 5th, the Ballers trail the Glacier Range Riders 5-2. Kenny Lavari will lead off the inning against Gabe Tanner. But first, here in the bottom of the 5th, asking you shall receive. Arlo tuned in on YouTube. He wants the Pioneer League All Names team. So let's bring it back for you on this Thursday night. What better way to spend a Thursday evening than choosing random players in the Pioneer League and putting them on the All Names team? Well, what is the All Name team? For those that don't know, well, basically, I've been going around and finding players from around the Pioneer League that have cool names and assembling a roster full of them. So, of course, the Glacier Range Riders, who the Ballers have already played this season, already have some players on this list. First pitch is a strike to Kenny Lavari. And we're actually going to put another Range Rider on the list tonight. There are already 2 on the all-name team, but they get another. Next pitch is a ball, 1-1 on Kenny Lavari. He's not the man that will be on the all-name team added tonight for the Glacier Range Riders. Rain Seppel is already on there. Comebacker, one hop into the mid of Tanner. His throw to first is, oh no. It's a comedy of errors tonight for Oakland. Tanner just lobbed it to first, and Almanza couldn't pick it. It's an error. The only question, who do they decide the error is on? We shall see. And now batting, the newest member of the all-name team. It is Kingston Liniak, who is the all-name team's new center fielder. He fouls one off to the right. Runner on first. It is ruled an error on Tanner. I think that's fair. It was a low throw to Almanza, who could have handled it, maybe should have, but Liniak early swing and a miss, nothing in 2. All right, Arlo, you got to let me know your thoughts. How do you like Kingston Liniak on the all-name team to join Rain Seppel and your addition, Logan Beard of the Glacier Range Riders? Beard is one of the second basemen on the all-name team. Pitch low and in to Liniak. It's 1-2. Next is high and away, 2-2. So after the error, Lavari on first. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Ballers trail 5-2 against Glacier. Two-strike pitch, bounce foul of third. Here are the hitters on the all-name team at this point. Second baseman, Logan Beard. Third baseman, Carmine Lane. He's Ogden. He's a Raptor. Center fielder, Kingston Liniak. DH, Charles Updegrave. Utility players, Denver Blinn from Ogden and Trufontenot from Ogden. Then the pitchers are as follows. 2-2, strike 3 called outside corner. Liniak knew it. He'll walk back to the dugout after looking at 91 on the edge. Second strikeout looking for Tanner. Brings up Jack Lynch, who struck out looking against Matsuoka in the 4th. One out, runner at first for Glacier. They lead Oakland 5-2 in the bottom of the 5th. So the all-name team pitchers in the Pioneer League, Rain Seppel for Glacier, Jonathan Larga Espada for Missoula. Runner goes, pitch is low. Tatum's throw is not in time, and Lavari swipes second. It's 1-0 on Lynch. Nico Saltaformaggio for Ogden is on the team. Tariq Bacon of Billings, Cheney Trout of Boise, and Quinn Waterhouse of the Boise Hawks. If you have a favorite name on there, please let us know in the YouTube chat. 1-0. Lynch breaks his bat, but shoots it into left field. This could get a run home. Helmick gets to it rather quickly. Trying to score is Lavari. The throw from Helmick is cut off. The throw to first by the cutoff man, which is the third baseman Allgaier, is not in time. And Jack Lynch has an RBI single. That is an unearned run after the error. And Lynch gets the job done. It's 6-2 Glacier here in the bottom of the 5th. Brings up Donovan Ratfield, making his professional debut for the Glacier Range Riders. Pitch is outside to Ratfield, 1-0. I have maybe a submission, I don't even know, for the all-name team from someone on YouTube. It's an eligible submission. David Smith asking if I said Kona Quiggle, who last played, there's a first pitch strike to, or second pitch strike to Ratfield, it's 1-1. He last played in 2024 with the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks. And I'm going to assume that David Smith knows him. There's a line drive into right field, base hit. Santos fields and lobs it into the cutoff man Cobb. First, second goes Lynch. Ratfield has reached in every plate appearance of his pro debut. Glacier might be onto something with their new catcher. Anyway, Quiggle was drafted in the 2019 MLB draft from Grand Canyon. Yeah, I got no clue, David, how you've heard of this Kona Quiggle. Brings up another guy making his pro debut. This is Cade Wood, who was 0-for-1 with a walk. And he rips one to right center field on his Santos, and he makes the catch. What? How? 2 down. Santos slid feet first going into that catch. It was an awkward-looking grab, and he snagged it just before it hit the turf for the second out. That one looked destined for the right center field gap. Instead, Wood is robbed. Two on for Glacier, leading 6-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the leadoff man, Ashworth. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Ballers trailing Glacier by 4 here in the 5th. Still plenty of ball game left, for better or for worse. Lynch and Ratfield are the runners for the lefty Ashworth, who takes high, 1-1. Ashworth has had a productive game. He has scored twice. He's 1 for 3 with a double. One toss from Tanner is lined foul off to the left. It's 1-2. Glacier, all 6 runs in the 3rd through the 5th innings today. Did not score in the opening 2 frames. Still 2 on for Glacier here in the 5th. 2-strike pitch. Swung on and missed. Tanner blows a 92-mile-an-hour heater past Kyle Ashworth for out number 3. He strikes out 2 in the frame, Gabe Tanner, but Glacier gets a run on an error and 2 hits. The error was committed by the pitcher, Tanner. 2 left for Glacier in the frame. They lead 6-2 heading to the 6th on 860 AM. The Answer. Has to be said, it's not been the best series so far for Oakland offensively. Just 3 runs on 5 hits in game 1. Yesterday they got 8 hits and just 5 runs to show for it. Today, 2 runs and 5 hits through 5. It's Glacier 6, Oakland 2. Grant Taylor is pitching a gem, 7 strikeouts with just 2 runs allowed. Ballers will stand up 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. Harris, Almanza, and Buford. Harris and Almanza have been productive today. The 2 of them have combined to reach 3 times so far. Harris doubling to right field in the 4th. I'm Nevada Cullen. Mike Russell back in our 860 AM The Answer studio as Danny Harris takes low for ball 1. 6-2 Ballers trail here in the top of the 6th. Nice of you to show up, Jeff and Nancy. Hope you enjoyed your dinner with friends on this Thursday evening. The Butts is checking in from Rockford. Harris swings and hits a towering pop fly into the sky right side of the infield. Lynch wants it. He's called off by Beard, and the second baseman makes the squeeze for out number 1. Jeff, Nancy, you missed me talking about Shanahan, Illinois, the birthplace, the hometown of the newest baller, Jake Allgaier. Pog needs a name of players with city names. Well, Ballers had one last year that I can think of instantly. Almanza sounded like he broke the bat there, rolled it to the third base coach's box. And yeah, it's broken. He'll need new lumber. Austin Davis. I guess Austin is Austin is a pretty common name, but it also is the name of a city in Texas. Thank you, Jeff and Nancy. Perfect pronunciation of Shanahan. I did have to look it up. I was confused, and I didn't want to butcher it like I've butchered so many other city names, especially California city names. Christian Almanza has reached twice today and now is wielding a red bat after breaking his previous tan one. He takes ball 1. It's 1-1. And that is challenged. And that's a confirmed ball. It's the first missed challenge of the game. And it was just south of the zone. It did not miss by much. Good pitch from Taylor, but he doesn't get the call. Almanza single and a walk so far. 6-2 Ballers trail in the 6th. Almanza hits a towering fly ball to right center field. Who's got it? It's the center fielder Liniak, drifting in, still going, makes the squeeze for out number 2. Quiet day for Oakland. 1 extra base hit so far. That was Harris's double in the 4th. They have really just been held in check by Taylor. Right? Taylor has been very good for Glacier. He's thrown just 82 pitches, so we could definitely see him get the 7th. I'd be surprised at this point if he does not get the 7th. Cam Buford hits and takes ball 1. Strike 1. That's right over the plate. I don't know what I'm looking at. Buford today has 2 strikeouts. Taylor continues to work ahead of the righty hitter. Buford lines it into center field on the second pitch of this at bat, not giving the Taylor a chance to get him 0-2 like the last 2 times. And Buford with a single extends his hit streak to 5 games. The strikeouts will come for Cam Buford, but the hits will come too. Cam with the 2-out knock. Back-to-back innings with a 2-out single for Oakland. Santos was left stranded in the 5th. Taylor trying to strand Buford here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs for Lou Helmick, a 6-2 Glacier lead. And Helmick swings at the first pitch and shoots it through the 5-6 hole. Stopping at second, Buford. Throwing towards third is Ashworth. And it's a first pitch single for Lou Helmick, who has his 17th multi-hit game of the year. A couple 2-out knocks brings up Dylan Tatum and brings out Glendon Rush, the Glacier pitching coach. I could tell you who could be the bench coach, or maybe we could just make him the manager for this all-name team. Stu Peterson is the bench coach for the Glacier Range Riders. That is the father of Jock Peterson. He goes by Beef. Yeah, Beef can absolutely be on the all-name team. He played pro for 12 seasons in the minors and the majors. Went on to coach in high school and collegiate ball. He's coached from Anchorage, Alaska to New England, and now he is a coach here in his 4th season with Glacier. Again, one of his kids is indeed Jock Peterson. First pitch to Dylan Tatum, skips in, blocked by Ratfield, who has had an impressive showing behind the dish in his first professional start. Ratfield has a couple of hits and just made a nice block there to keep the runners at first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. 6-2, Oakland trails Glacier. Tatum taps one foul off of the plate and then himself. It's 1-1. This is just par for the course for Taylor this season, who has a 5.12 ERA and has 50 strikeouts, now 57, and the ERA will surely fall after today. He's allowed just 2 earned runs so far tonight. The best start so far this season for him against Oakland. Tatum takes low, 2-1. The previous 2 starts he had combined for a 9.9 ERA, a 5.2 loss on June 6th, and then a 6.5 loss on June 18th. He's happy that Glacier has scored more than 5 for him against the Ballers this time around. Tatum hits one sharply to third, but taking it himself to the third base bag ahead of Buford is Lavari for out number 3. Fielder's choice ends the frame. The Ballers leave a pair with 2 two-out singles in the 6th inning, and they do not score. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is Glacier 6, Oakland 2 on 860 AM. The Answer. Bottom of the 6th inning, 6-2 here in Kalispell. Glacier leads Oakland. Let's take a look around the Pioneer League for some scores on this Thursday night. Well, we've got high-scoring games, we've got low-scoring games. Let's start in Grand Junction, where the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers are, I think, a shoo-in for the playoffs in the second half. They have been killing Grand Junction in the series. They are winning tonight 17-6 and scored 9 runs in the 3rd inning alone. Cooper Hext, I think his name is, has 4 hits tonight for Yuba Sutter. That's just one of the high-scoring games. The other one that's even very similar, I'd say, in terms of high scoring, is in Idaho Falls, as Beard swings and misses, 0-1 to start the bottom of the 6th inning. He is 0 for 3 tonight, facing Gabe Tanner, the righty. Ogden Raptors lead Idaho Falls 14-5 in the bottom of the 5th. There's a pitch high to Beard, 1-1. Yesterday, Idaho Falls swept a doubleheader against the Raptors. Former baller Gabe Vasquez won both ends of the doubleheader with a knockout round victory. There's a pop-up foul ground. Almanza running out of room towards the baller dugout. Sees it land in the second row of the green chairback seats behind the dugout. It's 1-2. For Ogden, they scored 7 in the fifth to take a 14-5 lead. True Fontenot, member of the Pioneer League All-Name team, had a grand slam. Pitch outside from Tanner, the slider, 2-2. Another semi-high scoring game, at least for one team. The Colorado Springs Sky Sox are winning again in the bottom of the sixth. It's 8-0 over Boise. That's popped up. Maybe playable for Tatum. No, that looks like it's out of play. That's into the third row and lands on, knocking over a Coke bottle, a plastic Coca-Cola bottle. And the lid is still on, so thankfully it's okay. The Coca-Cola is intact. Leadoff hitter in the bottom of the sixth, Beard, in a 2-2 count. Tanner from the windup delivers and gets another foul ball blasted in the air off to right field and out of play onto the concourse. How about Colorado Springs, the Sky Sox, formerly the Northern Colorado Owls? Looked like they'll be 3-0 to start the second half. Pitch outside and low, 3-2. And then two low-scoring games. Missoula leads Great Falls 5-4 in the bottom of the fifth. And then in the bottom of the eighth, Rocky Mountain leads Billings 4-2. Pop-up. This one might stay in. Tatum wants it. The catcher sheds the mask. The ball comes down into his mitt. And Christian Almanza tried to grab his loose backwards helmet that he wears under the hockey-style catcher's mask. But Almanza could not grab it before it hit the ground. Luckily, Tatum was able to grab that pop-up before it hit the ground as Beard pops out for out number one here in the bottom of the sixth. So I know it's really early to talk about the second half playoff race in the Pioneer League. First pitch ambush, T.J. Clarkson to deep right field. Santos has the wall. He makes the catch on the track. Goodness gracious, T.J. Clarkson. Almost just had his sixth homer against Oakland this year. That's because that was an elevated fastball from Tanner, and he did not miss it. It's a fly out in the end, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Anyways, I think there's 2 favorites, in my opinion, to make the playoffs. One is clear to me. There's a strike, first pitch to Casarella, 0-1. It's the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers. I think they will definitely be a playoff team. The other, give me the Rocky Mountain vibes. Crazy, I know. There's a pitch outside, 1-1. I know they lost 11 out of 12 to finish the first half against Oakland, but they're a much better team than that, and it looks like they'll start the second half 3-0, which is a good turnaround. They made a bunch of moves, too, cutting and adding players in between the first and second half. 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. 6-2 Glacier leads Oakland. Casarella 1 for 3 today. Tanner misses outside, 2-1. Casarello, the former St. Louis Cardinals draftee, 20th round in 2021 out of Eaton High School in Hazlet, Texas, swings and misses. It's 2-2. He opted to go to Wichita State instead, only spent 1 year there. Went to Seminole State in Oklahoma, a very good JUCO school. That was in 2023 before the Astros signed him to a minor league deal. 2-2 toss. He cuts and misses at 90, way off the plate. And Tanner strikes out his 4th batter of the game. Gabe Tanner, who doesn't strike out a ton, has a new career high as a pro with his 4th strikeout as he completes the 6th with a perfect frame. We go to the 7th, 6-2 Glacier leads Oakland on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. Start of the 7th here from Kalispell. The Range Riders lead the Ballers 6-2. Grant Taylor is still on the hill. 6 innings of 2-run ball for one of Glacier's many aces, as I would call it. They've just got several pitchers that can just shove. And Taylor is shoving today. Pioneer League Pitcher of the Week after a complete game win against Great Falls back on June 29th. That was the first 9-inning complete game in Glacier history. He gave up 8 hits in 9 innings, only 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts in that game. En route to being named PBL Pitcher of the Week. First pitch of the 7th inning is swung on and missed by Allgaier. He is 0 for 2 tonight. In his defense, nobody's having that much success against Taylor in this ball game. I guess Lou Helmick has 2 hits. No one else has multiple. Allgaier takes an outside strike. 0-2. 4-run lead for Glacier. You can look back to the 4th inning in which they scored 4 runs. An error by Dylan Matsuoka in that frame helped them get those 4 runs as Allgaier takes way outside 1-2. I see action in the Baller's pen, and this is Tanner Shears, who will make his Oakland debut in the bottom of the 7th. 1-2. Allgaier swing and a miss. He strikes out for the 2nd time. 8th punch out for Grant Taylor. That matches his season best. Perfectly painted fastball there on the outside corner. Taylor at 93 pitches. Now faces Trey Cobb, Jermaine Cobb Jr. for the 4th time today. First toss is high for ball 1, challenged by Grant Taylor. And a rare pitcher challenge win. He was absolutely right. That was a strike at the top of the zone. Yep, Grant Taylor knows the zone by now. Shad Chrisman, yet another missed call. And it's 0-1 on Cobb instead of 1-0. Glacier has one challenge remaining, right or wrong. Cobb cut and a miss. Beautiful breaking ball there. And Grant Taylor is a pitch away from a new season high in strikeouts. 0-2, the righty. Winds and deals. Apparently he missed with 91. That is outside. It's 1-2. Grant Taylor was a Billings Mustang last year. Made 6 starts for them after finishing his collegiate career at Wazoo. Cobb takes high. 2-2. 1 out, bases empty for the Ballers. Trailing 6-2 in the 7th. They have not scored since the 4th. On an RBI fielder's choice by Helmick. 2-2. Cobb swings and misses. 9 strikeouts for Grant Taylor, a new season best. Todd Pratt not budging in his dugout. His right elbow perched on the ledge closest to us in the press box. He's going to leave Taylor out there to try to finish 7th. He, of course, has thrown a complete game this year, so not really worried about his pitch count, even though it's near 100. Next, Isai Santos, 1 for 3, singled last time. First pitch, hack, fouls it directly over my head. 0-1. Beautiful sight out in right field, the mountains here in Kalispell, overlooking the action beyond the right field wall. Almost blue or pink in hue as Santos pops it foul off to the left, maybe a purplish color. Not quite invisible, yet not fully bright and lightened by the sun out in right field. 0-2. Taylor attempting to grab double-digit strikeouts for the first time this season. Instead, it's a ground ball to second, and Beard throws out Santos. Grant Taylor completes 7 against the Ballers in a masterful performance. He is likely done with a season-high 9 strikeouts tonight in 7 innings. Time to stretch. Glacier 6, Oakland 2. Heading to the bottom of the 7th, it's Tanner Shears time for the first time as a baller on 860 AM. The Answer. New pitcher for Oakland in the home 7th, taking over for Gabe Tanner, who struck out a season-high 4 today in relief of Dylan Matsuoka. It is Tanner Shears, so a Tanner for Tanner swap. Shears, a right-handed pitcher, 6'3", 205, 26 years old, from Modesto, California. Now, who is Tanner Shears? Well, I will tell you as this inning progresses. The first batter he will face as a baller is Kenny Lavari here in the bottom of the 7th. Glacier leading 6-2. Tanner Shears, released by the Milwaukee Brewers organization on June 5th, signed by Oakland on Monday. Spent 2 years at Modesto Junior College. That's where his college career began. And then 2 years at the University of Illinois, Chicago. Right-handed pitcher, wears a red mitt, stands at 6'3", and his first pitch as a baller is yanked low and in for ball 1. Shears, only one outing in 2022 with the Chicago Dogs of the American Association, where he made his pro debut, before being traded to the Schaumburg Boomers. Misses high, 2-0. Of the Frontier League, he played for the Boomers, posted a 107 ERA in 21 appearances and an 11.8 K per 9. That is excellent, and it caught the attention of the Milwaukee Brewers, who signed him in 2023. He then had an amazing year in the Brewers org. 2-0. There's a strike. 92. High and in. 2-1. 2023, he was a Milwaukee Brewers organizational all-star between the Carolina Mudcats and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers of High A and Single A. Posted a 1.45 ERA. He hit someone there. I think it was the home plate umpire, Shad Chrisman, 3-1. That 1.45 ERA over 41 games in 2023 with Milwaukee. 10 saves that year and a 14 strikeout per 9. He was on a fast track to the bigs, but then injury came in 2024, season-ending arm injury. He returned in 2025, played in 2 different levels, most recently with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers of High A, Milwaukee. 3-1 misses, 93 high and away, ball 4, and Lavari walks. And Shears this season, the reason he was released is after the injury, the command has not been there. His numbers this year in the minors, 7 innings, 3 hits, 14 walks, 6 batters hit by a pitch, 10 strikeouts, and 6 wild pitches. So that is what Shears is going to work through here with Oakland. His first pitch misses just low for ball 1 to Liniak. Did not miss by a whole lot. 1-0. Bottom of the 7th, Glacier leads 6-2. Tanner Shears making his baller's debut. Righty pitcher against the righty Liniak. Runner goes, and that pitch nearly hits Liniak in the head. I'd say that's a stolen base. Now time is called. Dylan Tatum will come talk to Tanner Shears. Shears 94, way upstairs on Liniak. It's just Shears, again, has struggled with the control this year and has such velocity, but I think part of it is also the mechanics for Shears. He has a very herky-jerky motion. You could see he doesn't really, his head, it's hard to keep his head on the batter, on his catcher Tatum. It's kind of whipping every which way. Runner at second is Lavari after it's ruled a wild pitch. I think he should be credited with the stolen base right there. I think he had that stolen off of Shears. 2-0 to Lavari is high and away. Warming up now is Sean Kelby out in the Ballers bullpen. Left-handed reliever. (3-0) on Liniak. Pitch misses low and away. That's back-to-back walks to start Shears' day. So far, much of the same from his time with the Milwaukee organization this year with the control from Tanner Shears. And Jim Diedrich is going to come talk to him. At some point, he's got to start finding the zone. Hate to see any guy go through what is known as TJ, Tommy John surgery. It happens to literally every pitcher. At some point, you're going to blow out as a pitcher in this day and age where velocity is the name of the game, where you have guys throwing 100 in high school or more than 100 miles an hour in high school. And such the case with Shears, hard throwing righty. And I don't know what, we got some fireworks going off here in Kalispell. Heard some loud booms. Now Jim Diedrich's going to come back out. I think he dropped something on his way back from the mound meeting. 2 on, none out for Jack Lynch. Back-to-back walks, so Lynch likely has the red light here facing Shears. I think if there's anything Jim Diedrich would tell Shears, it's, hey, you've got really good velocity. Just throw it down the middle. You're going to miss. And if they hit it, they hit it at this point in the game. It's a 4-run game. Glacier leads. Squaring to bunt is Lynch, and he pulls back. It's 1-0. 94 way upstairs. This could be Shears' last batter as Kelby is getting hot in the Oakland pen, and he just bounced a ball towards the field of play. That's another ball high and away. 2-0. Time was not called as Kelby's warm-up pitch bounced away from the bullpen catcher today, Pat Monteith, who did get a start at catcher at home against Rocky Mountain, I believe on the road as well. No, just at home. Scoring a bunt again and pulling back is Lynch. Takes inside. That's 3-0. Again, good velocity, 94 miles an hour. He's got real stuff, Shears, but the command is not there. 3-0 count. Righty Shears, lefty Lynch. 6-2 Glacier leads, bottom of the 7th. He squares again, and that's ball 4. Almost took his legs out from underneath him. Bases are loaded for Glacier, and next up is Donovan Ratfield, the catcher. Aaron Miles still in his dugout as Kelby continues to warm. 3 straight walks for Shears. Reed Butts and other members of the Ballers dugout trying to cheer him on and have his back. But if you look at TrackMan, there's been about 3 pitches that he's thrown in all that have been in the zone. I might be exaggerating, too. First to Ratfield. High and in. Ball 1. Just missed. A little bit closer. A little bit more competitive. But Ratfield still turned away from it. Not enough to tempt a swing. He's not going to, no range rider is going to swing at this point until he throws a strike. Missed outside this time. He's starting to get close to the zone. Come on, Tanner, you got this. Ratfield has reached in every plate appearance in his pro debut. Walk, RBI double, and a single. 6-2 Glacier leads. Nobody out, bottom of the 7th. Shears has walked. The base is full. 2-0. There's a strike, top of the zone. All right, that ends the run of balls thrown. Did just grab the top of the zone. It's a competitive pitch. Much better from Shears. Base is still full of range riders. Now Ratfield can swing away if there's a strike. There is a strike, but he takes again, probably smartly. That's the first pitch that's kind of looked like something other than a four-seam fastball. That might have been a two-seamer. I don't think I've seen any off-speed pitches from Shears. 2-2 is in at 93, and it hit him. Got him on the arm. And unfortunately, Shears hands out 4 straight free passes to put Glacier up 7-2. Air Miles going to let him keep working. Yep, last batter right here for Shears, unless he can get him. He got closer there. He's starting to find it seems, Shears. He had him 2-2, Ratfield, before he hit him. Ratfield has reached in all 4 plate appearances of his pro debut. Now Wood takes a middle strike. Okay. Maybe this is all Shears needs, is just to pitch through these inconsistencies. Eventually, you'd think, after enough thrown balls, he's going to find the zone like he has on 3 of his last 4 pitches. That's way upstairs, though. That's nowhere close, 1-1. Still no one out in the bottom of the 7th. And again, this is not a spot where the Ballers need to freak out about Shears' inconsistencies pitching. They knew what they were getting into with Shears, his struggles this year. 1-1. Got Wood in the back, and that'll do it for Shears. So obviously he did not have it today. He hits back-to-back batters to end his day, but started to get closer to the zone there, Shears, and hopefully he can fix the mechanics and fix things so that next time out he'll be throwing strikes. He hits 2. Glacier scores 2 against him here in the 7th. It's an 8-2 Glacier lead. New pitcher is Sean Kelby. We'll tell you about him when you come back here from Kalispell in the bottom of the 7th on 860 AM The Answer. Still none out. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. The Glacier Range Riders lead the Ballers 8-2. I'm Nevada Cohen. Mike Russell back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Kelby on for Shears. Tanner Shears unable to record an out. He walked 3 and hit 2. Hopefully the mechanics, like I said, are sorted out before his next appearance, as Sean Kelby comes on for his 5th appearance for Oakland. 7.71 ERA for the lefty. 7 innings, 12 hits, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts for Kelby. Sunday against the Rocky Mountain Vibes, gave up 4 hits and 2 earned runs in an inning. 6'4", 210-pound lefty. Let me confirm that. He is a tall left-handed pitcher. I don't think I actually looked at the, 6'4", 205 for Kelby. He is a rookie, pitched at Goldie Beacom College in Wilmington, Delaware in 2025. Has to face the leadoff hitter Ashworth here with the bases loaded. 8-2 lead for Glacier in the bottom of the 7th. No one out. Ashworth takes low and in, ball 1. Kelby is 25 years old. Born on Cinco de Mayo of 2000. Kelby from Newark, Delaware. Left-handed pitchers. Next toss is high, 2-0. Ashworth in this game is 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored. He doubled back in the third. Lefty-lefty battle here, Ashworth and Kelby. Base is full of range riders. There's a strike. Breaking ball in there, 2-1. The runners are Lynch, Ratfield, and Wood, the bottom 3. And the Glacier lineup. Wood hit by a pitch. A painful way to get his first pro RBI in his pro debut. Ashworth takes another breaking ball off the plate. 3-1, hitters count. Or the Ballers will hand out a 6th straight free pass here in the 7th. Bottom of the 7th, 8-2 Glacier leads. Trying to snap their 3-game losing streak. 3-1, Ashworth takes a strike. Got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball there in the zone. Glacier, by the way, down to its last challenge. They're not really too upset about it right now, though, with the bases full. Payoff from Kelby. Ashworth swings and misses at the 91-mile-an-hour fastball. He chased ball 4. Kelby gets the K. 1 away. Kelby's got decent strikeout stuff. That's his 9th strikeout in just 7 1/3 innings. Next up, Logan Beard with the bases still full of range riders. 1 out in the frame. Next pitch is sent high to right field. Santos backtracking, has it played, makes the catch. Runners tag from 2nd and 3rd. The throw is cut off by Danny Harris. And a run scores on the sac fly by Beard. It's to right field for the 3rd run of the inning for Glacier. All 3 runs attached to Shears's ledger. Beard belting his 4th sac fly of the year. That is tied for the team lead. TJ Clarkson is next after the sac fly. He is the 8th batter of the inning. Glacier has scored 3 without a hit in this frame. They have received 5 free passes. It's definitely one of the bleaker games this season for Oakland, all things considered. Clarkson takes high and in, ball 1. Wasn't a great day for Matsuoka. Tanner was good out of the pen, but Tanner Shears wasn't as good as Gabe Tanner. Sean Kelby has been decent so far. Strikeout and a fly out. Sac fly, that is. Clarkson on 1-0, takes low, 2-0. TJ Clarkson has torn apart Oakland pitching this year to the tune of 4 doubles and 5 homers. He is 0 for 3 today, though, with a walk. 2-0 in this lefty-lefty battle. Kelby will throw over to first. Looking at home plate is Ratfield over at third. Wood quickly reestablishes his lead at first. Let's see if Cade Wood tries to run and steal his first professional stolen base. On 2-0, Kelby comes home, and Clarkson takes a strike on the inner half, 2-1. 9-2 range riders in the bottom of the 7th inning. There are 2 outs in the frame. Kelby on cleanup duty. His 2-1 toss is next. Looking at first. Comes home. Clarkson takes strike 2. That was low in the zone. What is Clarkson asking for? Time. That's all. 2-2 with 2 outs for Clarkson. TJ Clarkson tied for the team lead with 8 bombs. He's taken 4 different Ballers pitchers deep this year. Iglite, Milliken, St. Pierre, and Franzen twice. 2-2 with 2 outs to Clarkson. Low, ball 3. Man at the corners for Glacier with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Glacier has really struggled. 3 for 7 in their last 10. Only 17 wins this year. Runner goes on 3-2, and Clarkson walks. 6th free pass of the inning for Glacier. Bases full for Xavier Cazzarella, the 9th batter of the frame. Xavier Casarella, with his RBI double in the third, extended his reached base streak to 21 games. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. I'm going to say the stat now because it's in the game notes, and I don't want to say it at any other point in the series. He is homerless. Right? This is the right batter, right? Swing and a miss, 0-2. Casarella, who has belted 5 homers this year, is homerless in his last, 18 games or something like that. I actually don't think that's in the game notes. I just heard that from the Glacier broadcast crew. Kelby has him 0-2. There's a soft line drive towards second. Harris makes the play in shallow center field. Nice grab to rob Casarella of what could have been a hit right there for out number 3. No hits, but 3 runs in the inning on 6 free passes for Glacier as they strand them loaded in the 7th. Let's go to the 8th and pretend the 7th never happened. It is 9-2 Glacier over Oakland on 860 AM The Answer. Top of the 8th inning, new pitcher for Glacier. In to pitch for the Range Riders is Jacob Hasty. Grant Taylor goes 7, gets 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk. A season high 9 strikeouts. Awesome performance for Taylor, who I can't believe his record this season is 2-5. He's well deserving of a better record than that. And he's in line for his 3rd win of the year. New pitcher again, Jacob Hasty, the lefty, Tuesday against Oakland, an inning and a third of scoreless baseball. Hasty making his 8th appearance against Oakland this season. The lefty, 24 years old, has a 2.61 ERA. That's the best mark on the team. His first pitch to Davis Druick is low and away, ball 1. 9-2, Glacier leads Oakland, top of the 8th. Hasty 1-1 record, 23 appearances, 20 2/3 innings, 15 walks, 23 strikeouts. He's allowed 22 hits over 20 2/3 innings. Gets a strike there on Druick, 1-1. He's just good at limiting damage. See some action in the Oakland pen. Oh no, that's Nick Lee. Oh no. Oh, we got a position player coming in next for Oakland. Pitch in the dirt to Druick. It's 2-1. Something tells me this is either going to go really well for Leahy or really poorly, and he's going to give up at least 2 home runs. I hope it's the former. 2-1. Druick belts one sharply to left field. Ashworth has it played and makes the catch. And Druick's 0 for 4. 1 away, top of the 8th inning here in Oakland. Danny Harris is 1 for 3 today with a double. He'll bat next against Hasty, the new pitcher. Top of the 8th inning, 1 out. Ballers trail 9-2 here in Kalispell. You're in Game 3 of the 6-game set. I'm Nevada Cullen. And, this just feels like one of the dog days of summer, doesn't it? Harris takes a strike, 0-1. Well, the real dog day of summer came in Colorado Springs as Harris takes a strike. It's 0-1. The headline on the Oakland Ballers website today, Oakland Ballers players reunite lost dog with owner. What? 0-1. Watch out. Danny Harris gets his legs taken from under him. Pitch in the turf, 1-1. Tyler Peterson, great job on this story. Posted on the Ballers website. It's a picture of Barney, the lost dog in Colorado Springs, laying on the floor of Gabe Tanner's room and sitting on the welcome mat in front of the hotel. How did Barney make his way into the lives of the Ballers, Gabe Tanner and Adam Bogosian? Well, here's how it happened as the pitch to Harris is low, 2-1. Oakland had just beat Rocky Mountain 11-4. They boarded the bus, drove back to the hotel, and there was a dog waiting for them as soon as they pulled off the bus. A black dog was there. Harris slowly chopped down the third base line fair into and out of the mid of Hasty, and Harris has himself a hit. For Harris, that is his 20th multi-hit game of the year. Little chopper, no chance for Glacier. So, again, let's talk about Barney, the dog. He had no collar, came right up to the players after they came off the bus, and he was happy to accept the attention he received from the players and coaches as they entered the lobby. But two pitchers in particular, Adam Bogosian and Gabe Tanner, were really interested in this dog, as now Harris might have to come back. I think they're going to say he fouled it off himself. So the umpires changed the call. No single. He'll go back to the box. So it's 2-2. Here's the quote from Adam Bogosian. We heard this group of people outside the hotel that the dog had just ran over here. He crossed a pretty sizable street as well, and thankfully wasn't hit by any traffic. Tanner and Bogosian both call themselves pet lovers. They wanted to help this dog find its owner. Gabe Tanner said most of the team just headed up to their rooms, went about their night, but we wanted to see what was up. He didn't have a collar. It was obvious from the way he was interacting with everyone, just how obedient he was, that this was someone's dog who was lost. Two-strike pitch is low, 3-2 on Harris. So Bogo and Gabe Tanner tried calling the local hotlines for lost animals, even the police, who were not able to help. It was too late in the night. So they had to take the dog with them. He stayed with Gabe Tanner in his room. Thankfully, it was an animal-friendly hotel, according to TP. Oh, no. Danny Harris strikes out. He's not too happy with Shad Chrisman after that little chopper was called back and instead changed to a foul ball. He also lost the arm guard while swinging there. 2 down in the top of the 8th inning. 9-2, Glacier leads Oakland. And so Gabe Tanner and Adam Bogosian went on those Colorado Springs Facebook groups posting for missing animals as Almanza takes low here, 1-0. Tanner said he made a posted a picture of the dog, got so many responses, and people were like, oh, that's Barney. Tanner says, I guess he had a bit of a reputation as a dog that gets lost often. The next quote from Gabe Tanner after this, 1-0. Almanza hits it slowly back to Hasty. Tough play here. He spins, throws wildly. Watch out. That's into the Ballers bullpen. Almanza heading for second base. That is a hit and an error. Almanza reaches on the infield single. Hasty whips it wildly into right field, and the error allows Almanza to go to second. 2-out base runner in scoring position for Oakland, trailing 9-2 in the top of the 8th. I'll finish the story with this quote from Tanner. 2 quotes. The owner commented his number, and in the morning I was able to connect with him. He drove over, and thankfully we were able to get his dog back to him. And Tanner left one piece of advice, says Tyler Peterson in this article on the Ballers website. I might have told him it might be time to think about a collar for Barney, laughed Tanner. Here's Cam Buford, first pitch swinging, fouls it off. 0-1. Love the end of the story by Tyler. You never know what you'll get in the middle of in minor league baseball season on the road, but a good deed can go a long way. And in the middle of a franchise best winning streak, the 2 Oakland pitchers used their night not to rest or celebrate, but to get another win off the field. And that's the story of Bogo, Gabe Tanner, and Barney. Swing and a miss from Buford, 0-2. Casey Pratt has let everyone know that you can go to the Ballers Instagram if you want to see a video of Barney the dog that Gabe Tanner and Adam Bogosian helped rescue. Gabe Tanner pitching well today and helping out the K9 off the field. Buford takes low, 1-2. Thanks for tuning in on this Thursday night from Kalispell. Ballers trail Glacier in the top of the 8th inning. It's 9-2. Runner at second is Almanza. Buford is the runner, or is the batter. Almanza's at second. Pitch low, scoots Buford out of the way. 2-2. Buford tonight 1 for 3, extending his hit streak to 5 games, as did Almanza with his single in the second. 2-2 toss from Hasty. Buford strikes out for the 3rd time tonight with a good breaking ball from Hasty. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Hasty as he pitches a scoreless 8th, stranding Almanza at second base. A hit and an error in the inning as we go to the bottom of the 8th. 9-2, Oakland trails Glacier on 860 AM. The Answer. It's my favorite phenomenon in baseball as he lobs in an ephus. A position, player, pitching. The Ballers trail 9-2 in the 8th. So who would come in but number 23, Nick Leahy, 22-year-old from Newbury Park, California. UC Davis was his college. Has not appeared in any game as a pitcher in his career, in his pro or college career, as far as I could tell. I'll have to ask Nick Leahy afterwards what his pitching history is. But anyways, Leahy's pitch mix, fastball coming in at around probably, let's call it 80 miles an hour, and an ephus at 40 miles an hour. He did throw some warm-up pitches in the 60s, so that's where I would expect him to throw. As he lobs in the first pitch to Lavari, who lines it to center field for out number 1. Take him out now. Nick Leahy, ERA is 0 as a pro. Line drive into center. He threw 65 right down the middle, inner half, and got an out on the first pitch he threw. Nick Leahy is the pitcher now for Oakland. Sean Kelby, by the way, did walk 1, but recorded all 3 outs of the 7th, so it looks like a scoreless inning for him. First pitch is a ball to Liniak, 1-0. Leahy working from the windup, first base side of the rubber, lobs it in, misses outside to Liniak at 60 miles an hour. 2-0. 1 out, base is empty. Leahy pitching quickly, and there's a line drive into center field by Liniak. He just floats it into center for a base hit. A little sarcastic whistle from a member of the crowd as Liniak has his 19th multi-hit game of the season. Leahy next faces Jack Lynch, lefty batter, righty pitcher Nick Leahy, standing in at a modest 5'11" on that mound. His first pitch to the lefty Lynch is called a ball. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Shad Crispin? He missed that? Leahy just painted a strike on there. Now a strike, and that one's off the plate. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. That's a makeup call, I would imagine. It's 1-1. You can't squeeze a position player. That's against the rules. 1-1 is way outside. It should be 2-1 either way because the called strike should have been a ball just off the plate. The called ball should have been a strike. 2-1 on the lefty Lynch, who takes just low. 3-1. Ballers trail 9-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Unfortunately, it's not an 8-run lead. That's popped up on 3-1 to shortstop. Cobb has it, wind blowing in. He scoots towards the second base bag and makes the catch for out number 2. Nick Leahy is an out away from having a ERA of 0 in his professional career to match Isai Santos, who also has an ERA of 0. He had a scoreless inning earlier this season. Here's Donovan Ratfield, who has not been retired in his pro debut. He takes high and in for ball 1. 2 outs in the inning. Runner at first is Liniak after his single to center. 1-0 toss. He kind of quick pitches him. And are you kidding me? That was called a ball? 2-0. That was right on the corner. That wasn't even close to a ball. That's at the top of the zone for a strike. That was a little bit closer to being a ball than the previous pitch that was a strike called a ball. Poor Nick Leahy's getting squeezed. That's easy, right in there, 1-2. Actually, I think it's 2-2. Runner at first is Liniak. Leahy looking for a scoreless 8th inning to send the game to the 9th. Misses way inside. Oh, that hit him? Did that hit him? That's not ball 4. I guess it did. Guess he was hit by the pitch. Yep. Liniak to second. Ratfield reaches and is hit by a pitch for a second time in as many innings. 2 on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th for Glacier against Leahy, the position player pitching. First pitch is a strike to Wood, 0-1. Leahy had the go-ahead hit in yesterday's ball game, a 2-run single, and Wood lines it into left field, a base hit. His first pro hit is off a position player. Bases are loaded now for Glacier. Yeah, you could keep that ball. Base is full for Kyle Ashworth in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Number 16, left fielder, Kyle Ashworth.
Kyle Ashworth is 1 for 5 today with 2 strikeouts. He has also doubled. First pitch is high and tight to Ashworth. He has just 2 hits in this series. They are both doubles. Next pitch is floated foul off to the left. Out of play. 1-1. Leahy's laughing on the mound. He does not care if Glacier scores any runs in this inning. But he's 1 pitch away from ensuring that doesn't happen. It's 1-2 as Ashworth floats it foul off to the left. He's late on 74. Oh, all right. Leahy's bringing it up a tad. 2-strike pitch. Leahy zings it in low at 78 miles an hour. Wow, Leahy throws harder than I do at 100% effort at, I would say, 60% effort. 2-strike toss again. That's way upstairs. Full count. If Ashworth walks, Glacier will reach double figures in the score column. It's 9-2 here in the 8th. And that's lined into left field for a base hit. 2 runs will score. Going to third on the play is Wood. It's a 2-run single for Kyle Ashworth, who has just his 3rd multi-RBI game of the season. So unfortunately, Nick Leahy's ERA as a pitcher, as a professional, is going to be quite high when it's all said and done with his 2 earned runs allowed in this frame. Men at the corners with 2 outs, and here's Logan Beard. Still hunting his first hit today, takes high and in for ball 1. 11-2 Glacier. There's a pop-up, foul ground off to the right, out of play. 1-1. It's not often that the Ballers allow double-digit runs. It's been a rare occurrence this year. This will be just their 12th loss of the season as Beard lines it over the head of Allgaier and into left field. It's back-to-back RBI hits. Now Leahy's showing a bit of frustration. He just wants this inning to end. Beard's first hit of the game, an RBI knock, his second RBI of the contest. Brings up TJ Clarkson, who's still looking for his first hit of the game. 12-2 Glacier in the bottom of the 8th. You have to go back to July 9th against Rocky Mountain in that 12-11 loss in the knockout round. 1-0 on Clarkson. He took a ball. That was the last time the Ballers allowed double-digit runs. Takes another ball, Clarkson. That game is the only game since June 24th, other than today, those two, that the Ballers have allowed double-digit runs. Those games have been few and far between this year. Clarkson swings and foul tips it into the mitt of the catcher Tatum. It's 2-2 on Clarkson. 12-2. Ballers losing in the 8th as Clarkson late on the 70-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 outs, 12-2 Glacier in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 10-run cushion for the Range Riders. The 2-2 from Leahy is swung on and lifted to shallow right field. Santos has it played, makes the catch for out number 3. Leahy has to suffer through 8 batters in the 8th inning as Glacier plates 3 more runs on 4 more hits, and they leave 2. That is likely all she wrote for Glacier offensively in the game. They lead 12-2, heading to the 9th. Ballers chasing 10 on 860 AM. The Answer. Last licks for the Ballers, and they'll do it against another guy on this Glacier team making his pro debut today. It is Nick Ferrazzi replacing Jacob Hasty, who allowed 1 hit but no runs in the 8th and struck out a pair. Ballers trail Glacier 12-2 in the top of the 9th, 7, 8, and 9 to bat against Ferrazzi. The right-handed pitcher, 24 years of age, from Houston, Texas, played at Houston Christian and had a 3.96 ERA in 2025. 19 appearances, 1 start, 1-1 record, 25 innings, 26 hits, 11 earned runs, 11 walks, 27 Ks, and a .265 batting average against. So Ferrazzi was pretty good at Houston Christian after playing at Michigan State in 2024. He was not good there, but then went to the Southland Conference and was very good there. Former Kenosha Kingfish in 2022. Really? Have I seen him pitch before, maybe? No, I don't think I have. I don't have his name in my notes. I was in the Northwoods League in 2022 as Helmick takes ball 1, 1-0. The Northwoods League. Helmick fouls it back, 1-1. Ferrazzi would have then been teammates with Taylor Darden of the Boise Hawks, who was also a Kenosha Kingfish. I think it's time to look at scores again. Refresh you on scores for around the Pioneer League tonight. It is 12-2 here in the top of the 9th inning. Ballers' 6-game win streak will end. Time to start a new one, I guess. Next to Helmick is High, 2-1. Final from Grand Junction, Yuba Sutter wins 21-10. Final from Billings, Rocky Mountain wins 4-2. Those 2 games could not be more opposite. And yet, Yuba Sutter and Rocky Mountain both 3-0 to start the second half. Helmick takes a strike, 2-2. Colorado Springs Sky Sox are 1 out away from improving to 3-0 themselves to start the second half, leading Boise 10-3 in Boise. 2-2 pitch. Helmick foul tip into and out of the mid of Ratfield. He stays alive. If you would have told me that the Boise Hawks would start the second half 0-3 against the formerly Northern Colorado Owls, I would have told you you're crazy. But the Hawks just went into a tailspin after facing Oakland in June. 2 more scores to get to. Neither are finals. 2-2 is low on Helmick, 3-2. The Ogden Raptors on top of the Idaho Falls Chuckers, 14-10 in the top of the 8th. Chuckers trying to come back in that one. Great Falls, the Voyagers beating Missoula. They came back, and they lead 12-5 in the top of the 7th in Missoula. Payoff. Helmick takes a ball, I guess. Glacier challenges. That's another bad call by Craig Struble. Nope, sorry, Craig. He's fine. He's the first base umpire. That's another missed call from Shad Chrisman. I don't know what it's a 10-run game, and the pitch is nowhere close to being a ball. Why are you calling it a ball? Helmick is down looking. First pro strikeout for Nick Ferrazzi, 24-year-old from Houston. Congratulations to Nick. It's been a good day for the debutants. All have picked up their first pro K, the pitcher, Ferrazzi, or pro hit, which is Ratfield behind the dish and Wood at shortstop. Here's Dylan Tatum. First pitch, bounced back up the middle. Backhand second baseman Beard. Throw to first is low, but scooped out by Lynch, and Glacier is 1 out away from a victory. Well, not the best result tonight for Oakland. They will fall to 39-12 with the loss. Their undefeated run in the second half comes to an end. Last up is Jake Allgaier, who is hitless today. He takes low and in, 1-0. Nick Ferrazzi hoping for a 1-2-3 inning in his first pro inning. Switch hitting lefty, Allgaier. Righty, Ferrazzi from the stretch on 1-0. Allgaier pops it up behind home, out of play, 1-1. 2 outs in the top of the ninth. 12-2 Glacier leads Oakland here from Kalispell. There will always be games like this. It's nice to remember on nights like these. Baseball, just a game. Also nice to remember that the Ballers have locked up a playoff spot already. And plus, Missoula is losing tonight. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Ferrazzi a strike away from a second strikeout. A pitch away either way from closing out the ninth in his first professional appearance. The 24-year-old from Houston, the land of Dondre Hubbard, former baller. Pitch in the turf. Count evens up, 2 apiece. Deuce is wild here in the top of the ninth. Friday's game will feature these pitchers. Luke Schaefer, who's been great against Oakland for Glacier. And for Oakland, it is Luke Short. Nope. Strike 3 called. Allgaier will challenge. Why not? I don't even have TrackMan pulled up. It's a ball. Yep, go figure. Yeah, I mean, enough said. There's been 10 challenges tonight, and only 1 has been incorrect. Sorry, Shad Chrisman. Not your night. Who is starting tomorrow for Oakland? Oh, it's Noah Milliken. Payoff pitch with 2 outs to Allgaier. He swings and flies it to left field. This should do it. Ashworth towards the line, has room, in foul ground, makes the catch for out number 3. And then he trips over the turf mound after making the catch out in left field. Ballers retired in order in the top of the ninth. Range Riders beat the Ballers 12-2. Ferrazzi with a scoreless inning in his pro debut. And Glacier wins 12-2 to snap their 3-game losing streak and end Oakland's 6-game win streak. Post-game show when you return on 860 AM. The Answer. Here from the post-game show, the Ballers fall to the Range Riders by a score of 12-2 here from Kalispell. I'm Nevada Cullen, Mike Russell back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Ballers lose by 10. Who wants a short post-game show? I do. Let's see how fast I can get through this. Here's how it happened today from Kalispell on this Thursday night. Game started at 7:08 local time. Let's say it ended at 9:56. Total time of 2 hours and 40, let's call it 4 minutes. I'm not going to check the math there. 80 degrees at first pitch, partly cloudy on this Thursday, July 17th. Again, here's how it happened in a brief mention. Oakland took the lead first, RBI single by Dylan Tatum. Then, Glacier tied the game. In the bottom of the third, Donovan Rantfield had, Xavier Casarella with an RBI double. Top of the fourth, Oakland takes the lead back. RBI fielder's choice by Helmick to score Danny Harris after his double. The Ballers would not score again. Glacier got 4 in the bottom of the fourth to take the lead. RBI double by Ratfield to tie the game, his first pro hit. And then Glacier got 3 more runs in the frame. An error by Matsuoka helped that along. But that was it for that inning. Glacier at that point led 5-2. They would add a run in the 5th, 3 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. Donovan Ratfield was not retired in his first pro appearance. That, I think, was the most impressive part of the night. Any individual performances of note that I want to highlight? Grant Taylor. I mean, what else needs to be said? That was what happened to Oakland today offensively. They could not hit him. 7 innings, 2 earned runs, a walk, and a season-high 9 strikeouts for Taylor. Hasty and Farazi both pitched a scoreless inning. Farazi's first pro appearance. He pitched a perfect 9th. As for Oakland, I do want to highlight one performance. It was Gabe Tanner out of the pen, who threw 2 1/3, also 2 hits, a run. It was unearned and struck out a season-high 4 batters. Also shout out to Sean Kelby, who threw 1 inning of work, walked 1, struck out 1, did not allow a hit or a run. Winning pitcher is Taylor. He improves to 3-5. The losing pitcher is Matsuoka. Matsuoka falls to 3-1. His first loss as an Oakland Baller. No save, and Oakland falls to 39-12, 2-1 in the second half. Glacier improves to 18-33, 1-2 in the second half. Your final line score, I forgot to give that. 2 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors for Oakland. 12 runs on 11 hits, 1 error for the Glacier Range Riders. And, well, that's it. I did it. Night. Yay. That does it for today's broadcast here from Kalispell, Montana. Our final score, Range Riders 12, Ballers 2, a final of 9 innings. Big thanks to those who helped make the broadcast possible, including Ballers co-founders Paul Friedman and Brian Carmel, Ballers assistant general manager Tyler Peterson, Brendan Coulthurst, Isabel Haberman. I'm going to give Casey Pratt a shout tonight. And Mike Russell back in our 860 AM The Answer studios. Also, big thanks to you, the listener, and we'll have more baseball coming up. Our coverage of Friday's Game 4 of the 6-game series will start at 6 p.m. Pack time on 860 AM The Answer and on YouTube. We hope that you can join us. Again, our final score, Glacier 12, Oakland 2. The Ballers' 6-game win streak comes to an end. I'm Nevada Cullen saying so long. Thanks for listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer.